Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay.
William says our picture looks amazing.
Does it? Sweet.
He's sending me a picture of the picture.
Love it.
No, no problem. Did y'all got all the dresses out and everything?
Yeah, we
It
got
should
them
be.
all out there. A lot of people are very, very appreciative of it. So.
I appreciate like you all are under the same stress we are. I can't let you in. I'm sorry, but no, watch it live.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing, and
Yeah.
so I appreciate you
I
all.
think if I give you a bit of advice, I would do it a little bit differently. Like when I sent you the tickets, I would just have had you collect the money,
Right.
and then bring it all together, and that way we wouldn't have to worry about money.
Yeah,
And
we
probably
that's
the easiest thing to do.
that's what we're doing at what we've done. We had our first several events this week, and what we're doing, we sent for. I don't know what I haven't figured out what I was going to do yet for football for our smaller events because we can fit more in our stadiums at football. Is we did PDFs similar to what you did, very similar to what you did tonight, and so I don't know. I it's either can we get all the money and get that transacted and our financial people are okay with it or not? So but has it been a hassle out there?
Lose a little bit of money, I lose a little
Oh,
bit of money.
amen.
That's why I look at it.
We're not getting any. I mean, you don't get hardly any gate any. I mean, we let all of our home fans get in for free
Oh, do you?
anyway. So our gates already just the visitors. Well, now you're limiting the visitors to two. We're doing the same thing, two per, and it's like,
And what
I
do you
mean,
do?
at our smaller events, it's like we've had two soccer matches and a volleyball match, and it's like, do you even do concessions? Like, there's nobody there. I mean, it's not even worth the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Well,
we ended up we were all going to come over, just parents bringing them because with the travel guidelines, it takes 4 buses. Well, the bus companies are doing so poorly.
yeah.
One of our dads is best buddies with the guy who owns Gold Shield. He agreed to do it for half. Like, I'll give for the price of two. And it was like, so up until Wednesday, we were traveling. Just parents, just bring your kids.
Yeah.
It's just easier and better that way. And then we worked out, but we look like we're a bunch of rich, stuck-up snobs coming in 4 Gold Shield, but we don't have any buses.
We travel with coach buses too.
Yeah, I was like, we don't have any school buses, but as private schools, we all get labeled as these
Exactly,
rich, snotty
yeah,
kids or whatever. And I'm like, here we are pulling up in 4 Gold Shields, but it's because we got a half-price deal is the only reason we did it.
Well, I appreciate
Hey,
you guys
thank
doing
you
this.
very
If
much.
y'all need anything, just holler for me.
And vice versa.
All right,
Thank
thanks,
you.
buddy.
Yep. He's a good dude.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, we should have a minute and a half before we go on air. I mean, we can. When do you go on air with radio?
I was asking if we could do 5:50. We normally do 5 minutes before, but
It's
I
up to.
think-
I mean,
so-
they can. It can just have.
We'll just go on and start talking. It's
Okay.
or we can do the 5:55, 5:2. I don't know why they're being so slow. I don't know if it's my signal. It seems like it's taking a while for my text to go through for some reason. I texted them a few minutes ago about it, and dadgummit, I know one of these I wanted to check real quick was
And welcome to Louisville DeSales High School. I'm Terry Johnson. I'm alongside Greg Horn, the voice of the Eagles. Greg, we get a football season. We're about to be, we're streaming it live now. It's a different day and time since you and I were last together. And we get to start a season, though. We get a game. And just excited to be able to bring this to everybody who wasn't allowed to make the trip over here. So great to start another year with you.
Well, we're so excited to be partnering Prep Spin, Lexington Christian Academy Athletics on Facebook, WJMM.com and 99.1 FM. Got a great partnership here with the three of us, and just so glad to be able to bring this game because, like you said, there's been a lot of challenges in the last 6 months, but to get to start high school football seems like maybe just a little bit of normalcy. And, man, we got a great game tonight between two top ranked teams in 2A at Lexington Christian Academy, ranked number 4 in some preseason polls, and Louisville DeSales. The Colts of Louisville DeSales, Class 3A, they've been ranked in the top 5 in some preseason rankings. So no Cupcake City tonight for the Eagles.
No way. And DeSales, for those who don't know, they lost in the state semifinals of 3A last year by a point to Belfry and a thriller. And they lost a lot of seniors, but this is a really proud and good program that's going to give a challenge to anybody they face. And this is a game that almost wasn't because this was not originally on our schedule. And we were kind of forced into this, but it was as God would have it. We were supposed to play Madison Southern. Madison Southern had a COVID issue, and they had to cancel the game. Lexington Catholic had a COVID issue and had to cancel on their game of coming over here to DeSales. So we got together, and Doug Charles and Coach Davis here at DeSales got together and put this game on the schedule. So a really good test, as Madison Southern would have been a good test, and we'll see, there's some new faces out there. We'll see what happens.
Well, there most certainly is. LCA came off a great football season, finishing 10-2, and Coach Doug Charles' first year as the head coach had a tough, heartbreaking loss in the 4th District Finals, 28-26 to Somerset. The good news was they only lost 5 seniors off that team, Terry, but, wow, those 5 guys, a lot of talent both on the field and also a lot of great leadership.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, we're going to miss D. Smith and Drew Long and Jaden Barnhart and the rest of the seniors, and every single one of them were contributors from Huff to all of them, and I'm leaving 1 or 2 out. Trey Hood. They were not only good football players, they were heart and soul kind of guys, and the state, or the leading receiver in the state, the all-time leading receiver in the history of our school, Jaden Barnhart, an unbelievably great quarterback that ran this freestyle open offense very well after he succeeded Logan Nevis, and Drew Long, and all the sacks and the tackles for loss. I mean, there's a lot of holes, even if the bodies weren't that many. But I think they're up to the task, but we'll see. And they're going to get tested tonight and pretty much every week. I think I counted up out of the 9 games, 6 of our games are against teams ranked in the top 10 of their respective class. So we'll see. We'll see what we've got. Drew Nevis, I think, is drawing the start under center. And more is going to be asked of some of the others that are young that got a taste of things last year. When you talk about Elijah Hammond and Jeffrey Selby and of course, Xavier Brown, a lot was asked of him last year and will be so again. So I think we've got a lot of talent. We've got some key spots where guys are going to be stepping in, and we'll see.
Well, there's no doubt about it. A lot of the cupboard's not bare. 18 starters returning for Lexington Christian Academy. Does start Xavier Brown, Will Vernon, the senior, has had several scholarship offers. Matty LeBrick, the leading tackler on defense, comes back 126 tackles last year. Also is going to play on the offensive side of the ball. Mason Moore led the team in interceptions. Also will be playing some offense. He'd be the backup quarterback. Does a phenomenal job. And one of the things I'm really excited about this LCA team this year is that they've got a lot of size. Guys have worked hard in the weight room, even though they were not able to get together collectively doing individual work and things during this COVID time, and got a lot of size on the O-line and D-line, starting with big Anthony Johns at 285 pounds. And you want to have any success, you got to win the game in the trenches.
Yeah, and especially when you play in our district, you're going to face Somerset, and you're going to face Danville, and we've learned that over the last couple of years. And just kudos to Coach Brian Ray, Joe LeBrick, Coach Charles, and a lot of the other assistants as well, because they've poured into these kids. Even during the shutdown, even when they weren't allowed to get in the locker room, they were staying together, or in the weight room, they were staying together virtually and talking about what they needed to do on their own personal responsibility of staying in shape, staying with their lifting plan, and because of that, we were able to see some of the kids. I don't know if it'll come through on the camera tonight, but when you talk about Anthony Johns and Xavier Brown and Grant Vaught and some of these kids, their bodies, I don't want to say have transformed, because a number of them were big to begin with, but there's some bodies that have transformed since last year.
Well, one of the interesting cases you talk about that is Luke Hall, starting center.
Correct. Yep.
You're talking about a guy that's transformed his body over the last couple of years now, up to 6'3", 230 pounds, and he's playing center, takes over for Trey Hood. But when you go over 200 pounds on everybody on your offensive line, except for Neil Dickey, and yet he's an animal. He plays like he's 290.
Neil's a stud. Yeah, he gets after it. You don't worry about his size, just like Trey Hood was. You don't worry about his size, height-wise, or anything else. He's going to find a way to be in a play.
Well, they're excited about that.
It's a wonderful complex in here. I'm panning around on the field so that the viewers can see a really nice complex, very similar, with a little more space, but very similar to Lexington Catholic, where the Eagles will be next week, where you've got the baseball field. It's all turf. They're a little bit landlocked, but it's a beautiful facility. I think some of these chairbacks, the orange chairbacks coming through, but a really nice place to play tonight. I think we've got some rain chances in the forecast a little bit later, but right now it's cloudy but dry, and just a great night for football.
Well, we were excited about what's going to happen this year with LCA. They love we got two different styles. LCA likes to pass it. They will run it, though, no doubt about that. But they do that spread offense with 4 wideouts and try to just get the ball down the field quickly. Whereas, on the other hand, with the great running back and James Johnson that they have for Louisville Desales, they're going to pound it, just try to just run it up down our throats. And so it's going to be kind of a game of wills tonight. I'm kind of excited to see how that plays out. James Johnson for Louisville Desales, almost 1,500 yards rushing last year, 19 touchdowns, being recruited by a lot of touchdowns. About a lot of Division I schools this year, and so I'm really excited to watch him play tonight, Terry.
I am too, and before we do get started with the game, though, I do want to say something as the teams are making their way to the sidelines that I want to tell everybody about the partnership with Prep Spin, WJMM, and LCA to bring you these broadcasts. I don't know of another school that is streaming to about 3 or 4 different platforms right now and has live radio as well. And we're just really blessed that Prep Spin and their presenting sponsor of Mingy Beef Jerky and our LCA Sports Network that supports both Prep Spin and LCA very much is Bluegrass Orthopedics. And they're the presenting sponsorship of us and of the school and of our network. But, Greg, the partnership with you and Benson Gregory out at WJMM, we're just thrilled. I don't know how many years off the top of my head that WJMM and LCA have had this partnership, but it's been a long time. And not only do we just appreciate the support and the love that WJMM shows by broadcasting our games, obviously we share a mission in glorifying Christ. And I just can't thank you and Benson and the entire staff over at WJMM and your sponsors, your advertisers, that you'll get a chance throughout the game to tell everybody about. Just thank you, because it's great in a normal year. It's exceptional this year.
Well, we're excited to be a part of it. I want to thank Ron White and Bruce Edwards back in studio tonight, helping produce this, and Benson Gregory's has been just a stalwart. I'm starting my 6th season as the radio voice of the LCA Eagles, so I'm honored to do that, and appreciate Terry Johnson's trusting me in that. And we are getting ready to start some football here. We want to welcome our WJMM listeners as they just came on board a couple minutes ago. We will be with the Eagles every game this year, both home and away. At this point, going to be able to play 9 games, and And so we're excited. A great schedule at Lexington Catholic next week, at Williamsburg on the 25th, October. No fall break for the Eagles, so we're going to keep playing. Don't want to miss any games. At Paul Lawrence Dunbar. At the first home game's not till October 9th, Washington County. Then we get into the big rival games at Somerset on October 16th, at Danville on October 23rd, and then the 30th home game against Paintsville, then in the regular season against Henry Clay. And
another game that wasn't on our schedule originally, Henry Clay. They gave an extra week at the end because of the games missed at the beginning. And, it's not many years that LCA, if any, I don't think it's ever happened that we've played 3 city schools in one season. So playing Catholic and Dunbar and Henry Clay. So it looks like we're about ready to kick, and LCA will be receiving.
Well, that's what we want to see. We're excited to Drew Nevis to get his first chance, but back for the Eagles, a lot of speed back there. You got Will Vernon, one spot,
and everybody bear with me because I'm doing the camera, and so this will be my first foray into this, so bear with the video.
All right, Will Vernon and Tyler Morris back for the Eagles. The kick is up, and looks like Morris is going to field about at his 20s, up to the 25, 30. He's going to be wrapped up by a couple of the Desales Colts, but LCA will start their first offensive possession of the year at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10. So we're glad you joined us on the radio, WJMM, or if you're watching on prepspin.com. I believe we're on the YouTube channel too. So Lexington Christian Academy Athletics Facebook page. So lots of avenues to watch these outstanding games between Class 3A Louisville Desales and the Lexington Christian Academy Eagles. LCA starting out their customary pistol formation. Drew Nevis, the junior, getting his first start. He played a little bit, 2 for 3 last year passing, but he runs it on the first one, and not much there as he was met immediately as he got that. Might even maybe lost a yard on the field, but you know what? To get those jitters out there, that might have been good for Drew.
I was just going to say this first series, it's going to be very interesting to see what Coach Watkins draws up for Drew Nevis, first start in his career. He may look exactly like Logan Nevis, but he doesn't have the same experience that his brother has.
Derek Hollenkamp with a great tackle there, senior for Louisville Desales. This time in the round, Will Vernon, he goes up the middle and got our first dirty laundry as Matt Leo, my color commentary guy on the radio with me quite often, and it's going to be holding against LCA. So expect with the short amount of practices, Terry, that both teams have had, we may see a few flags tonight.
I think we'll see some flags, and I think it was telling last night in the games that you saw in the high school schedule last night that a lot of different scores, low scoring. I mean, everybody's just not had the same amount of time. Even in the time, they haven't been able to really get after it to like they have in the past to get all the reps in. So expect it to be a little bit sloppy here sometimes.
2nd down and 22 for Lexington Christian Academy. We're in the opening drive of this game. 11-13 left, opening quarter. Nevis throws it out to the side. There's Xavier Brown, catches it at 15. He avoids one tackle. The ball's loose, but going to go out of bounds, so LCA will keep the possession. But when Xavier Brown touches the ball, it's always a possibility of taking it to the house, Terry.
There's no question. Xavier's a special kind of student-athlete. He's also a special kid. He's an absolute wonderful young man. Got an offer on the table from Maryland, and I have a feeling that's not the only big offers that young man's going to have in his future.
Just a junior, so lots of good football hopefully left ahead for him. Not much of a gain there, about 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 19 for the Eagles on this opening possession. Clock stopped with the ball rolling out of bounds, 11:04. Nevis back in pistol formation. He's got Selby next to him. He's looking to pass. Pass at the middle. Pass, Brown has it, but unfortunately he can't hit it. Good pressure there by the Louisville Desales defense. Jake Meeks came up and popped him pretty good as he was trying to catch that ball and jarred it loose, so it'll be incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and so a good job by the Louisville Desales defense on this opening possession. But one of the great things for LCA, one of their special team weapons, Mr. Andrew Dobbs, has got a great leg, Terry.
He really does, and he's really been working hard at it and playing soccer and everything. He's actually, I believe, missing a soccer game tonight as they're playing in the All-A Regional to be here to kick.
Lance Whiter is back for Louisville Desales about his 50-yard line. We've got problems with the snap. Dobbs gets it down. It's fumble. It's a loose ball. I believe the Louisville Desales are going to get it either way because of the 4th down penalty. But the first miscue of the game.
You can tell that LCA is really jittery right now. Dobbs is normally sure-handed, but he's got more experience as a kicker than he does as a punter. And so ball just went through his hands there. See if we can hold this to a field goal attempt.
So Louisville Desales is going to start out in great field position at their 9-yard line, or the 9-yard line of LCA. I'm sorry, so it'll be first and goal from the 9-yard line. A lot of people watching on Prep Spin. If you're listening on the radio, I'll be doing play-by-play like we're with the radio, so bear with me on that. But we are opening possession here for Louisville Desales. 10:53 left in the opening quarter, 0-0. But Desales looking to see what they can do in their first possession. And no surprise there as they hand it off to James Johnson. He runs up off the left tackle, gets a nice little gain there before he's wrapped up by Matty LeBrick. And Matty LeBrick had over 200 or 100 tackles last year, and we expect at least that many or more this year, Terry.
There's no question, and you're right. You're going to be you're going to be saying James Johnson's number and name all night tonight. I think you said 1,500 rushing yards last year, 19 TDs, 3 TDs, and 219 yards receiving. So he's kind of Mr. Everything for the Colts.
Short gain of about 2, so it'll be second and goal from the 7-yard line for them this time. They hand off Johns again. He bounces through between the guard and center. He's going to get down to about the 3-yard line for Jeffrey Shelby. Wraps him up, so they continue to move it down there. So it's going to be third and goal from about the 2-yard line here. So big defensive possession here to see what LCA can do.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think what's got to be concerning here on this opening drive is they're getting, by the time they're getting hit, that Johnson's getting hit, he's already a couple yards downfield, and that's going to have to change. But, again, very, very early. So.
All right, third and goal. Actually, it's going to be about the 1. This time they hand to Johnson. He's sweeping to the right side. He's going to get around the corner. Touchdown, Desales. James Johnson gets the opening score of the night, 6-0. The Desales Colts. 9:38 left here in the first. Unfortunately there, the holder Garrett Price just tried to throw it away and nobody was in the area, so a little break there for LCA as they have a little special team issue there and they're not able to convert. LCA had on their opening punt mishandled on that, and that's how Louisville Desales got such great field position. But we've got 6-0. Louisville Desales leading over LCA. 9:37 left here in the opening quarter. We want to thank Asbury University for being one of our sponsors here for Lexington Christian Academy High School football. What if you could begin writing your life story and receive a world-class Christian liberal arts education, all while being close to home? You can do that at Asbury University in Wilmore, Kentucky. To start writing your own amazing story, visit asbury.edu/explore. That's asbury.edu/explore. Also want to thank ABR Construction for being a sponsor of Lexington Christian Academy High School football, locally owned and operated since 1980. ABR Construction Development Services, as well as utility contracting and building construction. For more information about the trusted professionals at ABR Construction, check them out online at abrconstruction.com. But I tell you, as you have an opening game, you expect a little bit of jitters, and especially because there's a limited amount of practices that teams can get in before this. And so not surprised kind of the way things started off here, but LCA, they averaged over 40 points a game the last 2 years, Terry. So I expect this offense, just each series, to click a little better.
It's going to take a little while, and it may I mean, this may be a tough game. It's, obviously playing a great opponent, but it's also a test for a lot of guys that are in new positions, talented as they are.
Will
Here's
Vernon
one of
fields
them.
It at the 15. Vernon's around the 25-30, gets up to about the 42-yard line before he is pushed out of bounds. And Will Vernon, the senior, he can take it to the house at any time he touches the ball. Great speed, able to cut very effectively, see those gaps and while he's running, and so he is a tremendous runner. He's got several college offers himself, so looking forward to a big senior from Will Vernon. And I don't know about you, we've been calling his number and his name so long, Terry. It seems like he's been here for quite a while. I'm glad to have him here.
He got a little time as a freshman, and anytime you get time as a freshman, it'll seem like you've been there 6 years by the time you're a senior.
First and 10 from LCA from the 38-yard line. Xavier Brown on the end around. He's got 45 midfield. He's going to have a first down before he is wrapped up there by number 44, Chase O'Neal for Louisville Desales, with Xavier Brown showing why he is one of the top running backs in the state right there. 1st and 10, LCA, the ball is into Louisville Desales territory. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, the 48-yard line. Jeffrey Shelby gets the handoff. He shakes one tackle in the backfield, but he's wrapped up. Good pursuit there by the Louisville Desales defense as he is gang tackled by several of the Colts, but Caleb Weinbrenner, the senior, was the one that initially got him. So right now, LCA got I believe a flag down here. On the radio, 9:01 left here in the opening quarter. Looks like a face mask against Louisville Desales, so there'll be one penalty each. LCA had a holding penalty on their opening drive, and now we get a face mask on Louisville Desales. So after a loss on that play, it's going to move it down to the 43-yard line of Louisville Desales. So that's going to make it 1st down and 5 for LCA. 9 minutes left here in the opening quarter. LCA on their second possession. First possession, they were 3 and out, moving the ball effectively. Xavier Brown gets the handout, bounces off right tackle, flies up to about the 40-yard line before he is brought down. Once again around the ball, Caleb Weinbrenner. That'll make it 2nd down and short, about the 3 yards for LCA. They run that no-huddle offense. Don't give their defense much time to set up. Drew Nevis, starting quarterback this year. Got a few minutes last year as the backup to Jaden Barnhart, but his first consistent action, but a talented young man. Fakes the handoff. Oh, he's going to have a 1st down and more. He's at the 30, 25, shakes some tackles, gets down to about 21, and he looks like another Nevis that we used to see, Terry Johnson, a guy named Logan Nevis.
I joke with him a lot in the hallways because he looks exactly like his brother. And right there, he looked exactly like Logan did when he was donning the Eagles colors.
Tremendous run there by the junior. Drew Nevis got a twin brother, Evan, on the team. He takes a snap. He's looking, passes out of the backfield, passes complete to Will Vernon. He's going down to about the 14-yard line, but LCA offense in this second possession showing why they are one of the best offensive football teams in the state of Kentucky as they just continue to find different things, and they have so many different weapons. There's just a plethora of talent, and one of the things this year that Coach Doug Charles, when I met with him earlier this week, said got a lot of depth, but they've also got a lot of team speed this year. Got 6 guys that run a 4.6 or under, and Terry, for high school, that's a lot of speed.
That's a lot of speed. Something's happening here with a uniform malfunction, it looks like. Number 24, Derek Hollenkamp, senior for DeSales, had to go off the field. Something the officials saw. But, yeah, it is. And, what is so tough to prepare for with LCA is there's so many different weapons that they use and incorporate into this offense.
Drew Nevis, pistol formation. Selby to his left. Xavier Brown. He fakes it to Selby. Hands it to Xavier Brown. He's up the middle. He's down to the 5. He's down to the 1. Touchdown, LCA. Xavier Brown gets the Eagles on the scoreboard for the first time in 2020. We are tied 6-6 as a 13-yard touchdown run for Xavier Brown, and we look forward to calling that out a lot this year. Last year, Brown had 10 rushing touchdowns, and I know he hopes to get a lot more of those this year. And Xavier Brown just makes it look easy, doesn't he, Terry?
He does. He's a special kind of student athlete that has the instincts and the raw talent to go with it. And he's a very smart kid in how he runs.
Andrew Dobbs on for the extra point. Mason Moore is the holder. Snap is down. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Eagles take their first lead of the night, 7-6. 7 minutes, 11 seconds left in the opening quarter. We got a great football game. LCA 2 possessions. They score on their second one. Louisville Desales scored on their first possession. Louisville Desales does it mainly on the ground. They did it all on the ground in that opening possession. 3 runs into the touchdown. They started off with great field position at the LCA 9, but LCA showing that they can do it lots of ways. They did it both passing and on the ground, and that's one of the things that makes LCA so hard to prepare for, Terry, because they do it both ways, both running and passing.
It really is. It's really hard to prepare for LCA. Not that a lot of teams are hard to prepare for, but Joey Thacker, for those who have been around the program for a little while, remember Joey Thacker and Ethan Atchley, when they teamed up several years ago, Oakley Watkins has done an amazing job. Joey Thacker is one of the better high school offensive minds in this state, and Oakley has taken that, learned under him, but then has taken it and put his own stamp on it. And I know Coach Charles really trusts him implicitly with all the play calling, and really doesn't jump in and change too much on the sidelines. So really excited to see this offense evolve and develop under Coach Watkins, and it's a very diverse. You're going to see a lot of guys get the ball.
Well, make sure you stay tuned at halftime for the Asbury University halftime report. Thank Asbury University for being part of Lexington Christian Academy High School again for the 5th year. We greatly appreciate their support. Dobbs getting ready to kick it off in the 40, and he can kick it deep, and he is showing why he's one of the top kickers in the country as he kicks this one all the way back to the end zone. So that's going to be a touchback, and I tell you, not many high schools have the privilege of seeing that happen like we do on a regular basis, Terry, and just a junior.
Yeah, just a junior, and like I said earlier, I know Andrew's kicking himself for the, no pun intended, for the punt miscue, but he's such a weapon. When you can pin people back and you don't give them a chance to break off a big run, when you can kick it in the end zone, and also on field goals. A lot of high schools don't even try field goals just because they don't trust special teams. We have more trust and ability to do that because of Andrew.
So 1st and 10 for the Desales Colts from their own 20-yard line. 7 minutes and 9 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Opening night football, Lexington Christian Academy on the road at Louisville Desales. But James Johnson, their go-to star running back, runs the ball up the middle. He's down to about the 28-yard line, getting up from the bottom of that pile, Matty LeBrig, but lots of Eagles in and around on that. And that's one of the things Coach Doug Charles said tonight was going to be important, was to do swarm tackling. Where's my good friend Matt Leo, color commentator with me, says like to have a lot of hats around the ball, Terry.
Yeah, a lot of helmets in there.
It's going to make it 2nd down and 8, though. 2nd down and 2. Gain of 8 on that. Handoff this time. Johnson, a little misdirection, but good job there as he is wrapped up there. Tyler Morris got him around his ankles and held on to. He got some help from Mason Moore and Anthony Johns. And
Tyler Morris did a great job of fighting off that block while he's on the ground and still got Johnson around the legs until his teammates could come. I talked earlier about bodies transformed. Tyler's always been a very strong young man, but I mean to tell you right now, he has taken it to a whole new level, and it showed right there on that play.
He is a tremendous athlete. Loss of 2 on that. It's going to make it 3rd down and 4 for Louisville Desales. They pass it out of the backfield. It is complete. Down right at the 30-yard line. Going to be close to a 1st down pass caught by Matthew White. He is a true freshman.
It looks like he got the 1st down by about a half a yard. And I also want to say quickly, while we have a chance, I want to say thank you to our host, Desales, that we've got a great setup here. And Don Bowers, the athletic director here, and I have been communicating a lot the last couple of weeks. And I want to thank Desales and welcome their viewers as well. I know they wish they were here in the stands cheering on their Colts as well.
So 1st and 10 for Desales from their 31-yard line. This time they sweep it around to Johnson. He breaks 1 tackle, shakes a couple more, and pulls forward. He's going to be bound to about the 37-yard line where he's brought down, getting up in the bottom of that. Anthony Johns and Justin Moore. So
well, I see a trend starting. I mentioned earlier there's a couple of yards before somebody's hitting the ball carrier, but at the same time, the Eagles seem to be going upper body a little bit too much on Johnson. He's not just a scat back kind of thing. He is a well-built young man, and you're not going to bring him down easily. So getting around the legs is going to be more of a key.
Gain of 6 on that one. 2nd down and 4 for Louisville Desales this time. They keep running it, and it's going to go up to about the 40-yard line. We expect them to keep running. This time a little quarterback keeper by Scroggins, and he's close to the 1st down, but just a little bit short. He's going to be down to about the 40-yard line, so it's going to make it 3rd and 1. 4 minutes and 31 seconds left in this opening quarter. Lexington Christian Academy opening up on the road at Louisville Desales. Got a beautiful night for football. Glad that you joined us on WJMM, also on prepspin.com and YouTube, and the Lexington Christian Academy Athletics Facebook page. This time end around and sweep. He's going to have the 1st down. It's going to be brought down, and keeps good extra effort there before he's wrapped up by Selby. And
we've got a little laundry, though. I think this might be a hold.
Actually, that's Matty LeBrick.
And it is.
Xavier Brown, and there is a little Laundry.
A little laundry and push it back. I think where he threw it was about the line of scrimmage, so I think that's going to take it back, maybe make it 3rd and 11. 3rd and 12 maybe.
Good pursuit there by LCA. Holding before that. Grant Vaught also getting in there. Number 54, a junior that's going to be playing important roles. Has gotten really big and strong, 6'1", 230 pounds. And it's one of the things I've been most impressed with LCA, adding a lot of weight and strength, a lot of beef on the line, the O-line and D-line. So it's going to make it 3rd down and 12 now for Louisville Desales from their own 29-yard line. 3:55 left here in the opening quarter. Scroggins going back to pass. He's getting a little bit pressure. He gets it off, though, deep down the left sideline, but overthrows his intended wide receiver. Trying to hit Luke McClinton, but good coverage by LCA and starting to get a little bit of pressure there right as he got it off, and that's going to make it 4th down and 12, so that holding penalty negates a 1st down for the Desales Colts. That's their 2nd penalty on offense of the game, and unfortunately, like you said, Terry, I think we're going to see some of those flags here because there's not a lot of practices.
We're almost through the first
game.
quarter, though, and haven't seen too many. And I didn't see that hold, but it's tough for me to see. But at the same time, I think we've got 2 teams that are really going to be tough to stop.
Well, the punter gets up, he gets it off, gets a nice kick. It's going to hit about the 40-yard line. LCA just runs away from it, which is wise. It's going to be down to about the 35-yard line by Louisville Desales. Lance Wader, senior, downs it, so LCA will start with their 3rd offensive possession of the game at the 35-yard line. 3:37 left here in the opening quarter. I'm Greg Horn, joined by Terry Johnson. Thanks for joining us tonight for Lexington Christian Academy High School football. Expecting a lot of fun this year, a great season. LCA returns 18 starters, but Drew Nevis getting his first start at quarterback, a junior. Was 2 for 3 on passing last year. Second series was really clicking for him. This time he hands it off to Selby, and he goes up the middle. And wow, he was hit immediately. Big-time hit there. I believe that was number 44 with that first hit. Chase O'Neal, the senior, just laid the lumber to Selby. But Selby's a big, strong, young kid himself. Was able to hold on to the ball, but unfortunately did not get any gain on that. But that'll make it 2nd down and 10. But after that hit, Terry, I'm just glad he was able to hold on to the ball. That was a big-time hit.
That was tough. It looks like we've got a different kind of setup here. Trips on the right, it looks like.
Yep, Selby's a lone running back. They fake a handoff to him. They hit Mason Moore there, the little pass. He's going to be over the 40, 45. Gets over to midfield where he's out of bounds. But, yeah, lots of different formations and looks there that LCA will give you. And
that speed, I think, he didn't get that from Marty, his dad, did he? I hope Marty will watch this maybe later. He's obviously the defensive coordinator. But that's a great job. Mason not used much as a receiver in the past.
No, he's an outstanding defensive player. He's a backup quarterback this year, very talented, but getting some action at wide receiver this year and showing why. Because 1st down and 10 for the Eagles. Nevis looking to pass again. He rolls out, flag down. So I believe it's probably going to be brought back where the song usually indicates holding. So it will be holding. The pass was incomplete, but would have been for naught anyway. So LCA gets their 2nd holding penalty, but
yeah, Elijah Hammond, I know it would have been negated anyway, but Elijah Hammond, I believe, was the intended target there. Was he not?
I believe so, yes.
And he just let it leak through his hands, though. It was almost a really nice catch in traffic. So, but you're right. It would have been all for naught anyway. Wow, big penalty from the spot. 10 yards from the spot takes it way back.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for LCA now from their own 31-yard line, so it's going to be 29 yards to go to get a 1st down all the way up to the 40-yard line.
That's just one Xavier Brown run, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, with his LCA offense.
Xavier Brown and James Johnson, I don't think that's impossible.
Nevis pistol formation. He's got Selby to his right. Gets it, fakes to Selby, sets up. Bubble screen there. Pass is complete to Vernon, but good job by Desales, and a penalty comes down at the end there. So see what that is. Anthony Usher with the tackle for Louisville Desales. Unfortunately, in that area where it's thrown, it's another holding penalty, so that's going to move it back a little bit further, so LCA will get to practice some more offensive reps.
Well, I'm going to have to pay a little specific attention here to see if there's a specific Colt that's causing the fits. It may just be the entire defensive line. They look very athletic. They've done a really good job of bottling up a couple of the plays, but causing LCA to have to turn to holding to keep them off the ball carrier.
Second down and 32 from the LCA 31-yard line. 2:25 left in the opening quarter. Lexington Christian Academy leading 7-6 on the road in Louisville. Desales. Nevis on the quarterback keeper, but another yellow flag thrown down, and it's going to be another holding. I can see the official's arm, so I'm sure.
Well, I spoke too soon about the flags and it not being that much laundry on the field, but Desales did not accept the last penalty. They took the play instead, so it was 2nd and 32. They will, it looks like, take the penalty this time, making it 2nd and 42, I believe, is what it's going to be.
So LCA will start now from their own 19-yard line. They've got to get to the 40-yard line of Desales to get a first down, but it is first down with this, or second down, I'm sorry. LCA with all of the offensive firepower that they do have. You chip away at this, or in one big play, you've got Elijah Hammond. Will Vernon goes in motion. He goes over to the right side. Xavier Brown's up top. Will Vernon in the middle. Elijah Hammond. Got Matty LeBrick solo.
Going to be a delay of game, it looks like. There are no play clocks here. But looks like they took just a little bit too much time. Again, that's where, you didn't lose a ton of people, but you lost a lot of experience with the people that did lose. So a lot of young people trying to get plays in and out that haven't been in that situation maybe before. So
that's going to move it back to the 14-yard line of LCA. 1:53 left. Nevis tries pass is deflected, and good job there. I believe number 44 got his paw up and deflected that. Chase O'Neill, the senior, was intended for Mason Moore, but I'm sorry, actually Elijah Hammond, but that's going to be incomplete, so that's going to stop the clock with 1:48, so it's going to be 3rd and 45 for LCA at their own 14-yard line. That does stop the clock at 1:48 left. 7-6, Lexington Christian Academy on the road at Louisville Desales. LCA's 3rd possession of the game. Nevis gets a snap. He's looking to pass down the middle. Can't find anything. Another flag thrown down, and it's usually going to be holding, but there's going to be a sack. Nevis is dropped. And it's sacked there by David Griffiths for Louisville Desales, but I would think they would decline the penalty. But
this many holds, it must be a systemic thing. It must be something that probably we don't know who's being called for the holds up here in the press box, but it's almost like the same thing is happening over and over again. Not just that there's holds, but it's probably the same 1 or 2 players in the same 1 or 2 matchups. So the coaches are going to have to figure out a scheme here to get this corrected, because it's 4th and about 7 miles for a first down at the moment.
Yeah, it's the same official that's calling it there right in the middle of the field too. Yeah. So I agree, there's something in the way they're doing things there, but I know they will get it straightened out. Coach Charles has an outstanding staff. Pete Barnhart, Lamont Brown, Tommy Craig, Joe LeBrick, Marty Moore. Interesting, exciting. Morgan Newton, the new quarterbacks coach this year. So good punt there. It's going to be fielded at the 35-yard line by Lance Whiter for Louisville Desales. So Desales will have good field position, but another penalty down, and this one I believe is actually going to be against Desales. And a personal foul penalty on Desales. So that's going to move it back, and that will not make Desales coach very happy, Terry.
Well, neither coach is probably happy with me, because I said about 4 minutes ago that they had, it's been fairly clean, and since then we've had like 7 holding calls, a personal foul. So I'll tell you what, I'll just keep my mouth shut about that. So
yeah, it's didn't want to be a prophet when I said that we expect to see a few tonight, but I didn't know it was going to be such a plethora of those, but I think they'll get all that cleaned up, and we're going to have a great second quarter of football. 1 minute and 11 seconds left here in the opening quarter. LCA leading 7-6. That personal foul penalty takes the ball back to the 50-yard line for Louisville Desales. So Scroggin is underneath center. James Johnson, an outstanding running back, gets the handoff. He bounces off, but no, Matty LeBrick. I said he bounced off, but LeBrick wrapped up those ankles and brought him down, and Johnson thought he was going to break loose, but usually if Matty LeBrick gets his hands on you,
if
Matty
hadn't gotten that arm on him, Johnson was going to the house. I really think so, and the line did a really good job engaging the defensive line. The offensive line did, and Johnson, with his speed and ability and vision, Matty saved a touchdown, I think.
Yeah, he was thinking he was going to the house. Gain of 3. Good job by LeBrick. 2nd and 7 for Louisville Desales from the 47 of LCA. Lord Johnson up the middle. Good job this time. Jeffrey Selby lowers his shoulder and wraps him up. Only about a 2-yard gain, so that's going to make it 3rd and 5 for Desales at the LCA 45. Only 22 seconds left in this opening quarter, so we're going to take a minute break and send it back to the studio. And WJMM, Ron White and Bruce Edwards back in studio tonight at the helm. We appreciate their help, and looks like they're going to go on and just end this quarter to sell. So we're going to go on and send it back to the station, take a 1-minute break. Your score at the end of the first quarter, Lexington Christian Academy on the road, leading Louisville Desales 7-6. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School football on WJMM 99.1 FM.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Greg Horn alongside Terry Johnson. Lexington Christian Academy on the road at Louisville Desales. LCA leads 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. And it was a game of just a lot of yellow, dirty laundry, Terry, but we kind of expected it at the opening game. But you saw glimpses there of that LCA offense. They got a rhythm going on that second offensive possession of the game, which led to a touchdown.
And we didn't really get to see anything on the third drive because of all the holding penalties. So we'll see how it goes. A couple of things noticing that the fans that aren't here may not know. You also have to hydrate the kids in a different way because you can't have water bottles and just mass water bottles. So you're going to see actual bottled water used during timeouts out on the field. And just another interesting COVID fact for this strange 2020 season.
All right, we're back to live action now. Scroggins looking to pass. He takes it under. He's going to have a first down. He gets around the 40, about the 33-yard line before he goes out of bounds. But had a lot of that James Johnson running. It's been 90% of their offense tonight. And Scroggins, the quarterback, keeps it on the old quarterback keeper and does a great job. And that's going to be a first down for the Colts of Louisville Desales down to the 34-yard line of LCA.
Yeah, Jaden Scroggins got a significant amount of experience in playing time last year. He did split some time with a departed senior quarterback, but you can tell right there he's a really smart quarterback. He reading what the defense is giving on the option and on the RPOs.
This time they hand it off to Johnson. He bounces up the middle, but great job there by the LCA defense. Neil Dickey got in there and got a good wrap on him, and he got some help from Jeffrey Selby and also Caleb LeBrick, so short gain there.
Good pursuit. Finally, I don't want that. Finally sounds pretty cynical, but got good pursuit that I know the coaches have been looking for here early on that by Gabe Byrne, who's coming off now as Vaught comes back on, but Neil Dickey and that's what they're going to have because they're going to have to get at the ankles. No running back likes anybody at their ankles, just like quarterbacks don't. And because Johnson is so talented, that's going to have to continue if the Eagles are going to have success defensively.
Well, we want to try to get some statistics to you, but we're having some internet challenges here. We will definitely try to have some by halftime for you, but it's been made. Wow, what a big-time hit there. Justin Morris came up and laid the lumber to James Johnson, and unfortunately Johnson down still.
Put him up in the air. I really hope that he maybe just got it looks like maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him, thankfully. The Eagles strung that out really well, and unfortunately when he kind of did a jump stop, it looks like it was on the far side of the field, but got him lifted up in the air, and thankfully it looks like he's going to be all right, walked off under his own power, maybe just got the wind knocked out of him.
It'll be a loss of 3 on that one. Want to apologize. I called Tyler Morris Justin Morris. I have a friend named Justin Morris.
And that's actually his dad's name. So.
Well, there you go. So I don't feel as bad. That could have been part of the issue, too, being his dad. We are Facebook friends, too, so I know 2 Justin Morrises. But Tyler Morris with the big-time hit there. And we've got a timeout, so we're going to take a 30-second break, send it back to the station here. Actually, we'll take 1 minute, so we got a 1 minute timeout. We'll take a 1 minute break, send it back to the station. Your score, 10:32 left in the second quarter. Lexington Christian Academy 7, the Colts of Desales 6. Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Greg Horn alongside Terry Johnson. 3rd down and 13 for Louisville Desales. Scroggins looking to pass deep down the right sideline, but passed just a little too much as he was trying to get it down deep on the right side, trying to hit Caleb Weinbrenner, the senior, but good coverage there by Xavier Brown. Pass overthrown a little bit, so that'll make it 4th down and 13 for Desales. Stops the clock at 10:26 left in the first half.
I really like that play call coming out of a timeout by Desales there. You coming out a little bit flat, you think you're going to – and they just sent a fly pattern, and I like the chance. They're just a little bit overthrown.
Yep, you want to keep a team on their toes, and they are 80% run, so it was a great call. See what they do if they run or pass it here on 4th and 13 from the LCA 37-yard line. Scroggins back pistol formation. He is looking to pass. He's getting some pressure, though, from LCA, and he's going to be sacked. Great job there by the Eagles. Neil Dickey got in there and put some pressure. Morris came, helped out. Elijah Hammond, they brought the heat. And speaking of heat, Herbie McGahee and the pros at Air Control. If you are worried it's going to be cold and you're going to have to turn that heat on sometime this fall soon, don't get caught without being able to have heat. So call our good friends Herbie McGahee at Air Control. Since 1971, Air Control is Lexington's premier heating and air conditioning company. Don't wait to have your unit checked before that first freeze this fall. Contact them today online at aircontrolco.com. That's aircontrolco.com.
Well, LCA weathered that poor drive last pretty well, as it turns out. Get the ball at the 46 and ready to start over.
Drew Nevis hands it off to Selby. He bounces up the middle, shakes a couple of tackles before he comes down at midfield. So nice run by Selby. Tackle there by James Johnson. Outstanding running back, also playing on the defensive end. And that's one of the things that you hope maybe with this game, Terry, by the 4th quarter, maybe James Johnson's a little bit fatigued because he's playing both ways.
Well, and that is certainly something if you're LCA, you're hoping. But a lot of guys on LCA's side are going both ways as well.
Xavier Brown gets the ball at the 38-yard line on the pass reception. Obviously a great running back, but also very good catching the ball as a receiver. So that's going to be a first down for LCA about the 38-yard line of Louisville Desales. And one of the things that is a bonus issue for LCA with the extra depth, they have over 50 players on the football team, which is incredible. Coach Doug Charles told me in our meeting this week, hoping not to play Xavier Brown on defense as much this year so he can be at his best on offense, and not a luxury that happens very often in Class 2A level. Xavier Brown gets the handoff, gets it back to Elijah Hammond, the flea flicker. Nevis deep down the sideline. Mason Moore wide open at the 8. Touchdown, LCA. The old flea flicker works, and they dig. Coach, offensive coordinator Oakley Watkins digs in deep to his playbook and pulls out the old flea flicker. Wanted to kind of shake things up there, and Eagles add to their lead 13-6 on the touchdown pass there, 42 yards from Drew Nevis to Mason Moore. That was executed perfectly. Eagles take a lead 13-6, add to their lead. They were up 7-6. Extra point now, Andrew Dobbs on. Mason Moore also holds that. Kick is up. It is good. Eagles now lead 14-6. But that was an exciting play, and that's one thing. If you're a football fan, you have to love watching Lexington Christian Academy play because they put up points in a lot of different ways. And Oakley Watkins, the offensive coordinator, does a tremendous job. But we want to give a shout-out to those guys on the O-line up there doing a great job. But before we do that, we're going to send it back to the studio for a quick 1-minute break. So we recognize some of these sponsors during this touchdown break. We'll send it back to the studio. LCA 14, DeSales 6. Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Greg Horn, Terry Johnson, Athletic Director. Alongside me tonight, Don Camber. You're listening on WJMM 99.1 FM, also watching on PrepSpin.com and the YouTube channel and Lexington Christian Academy Athletics Facebook page. And Eagles just took a 14-6 lead. Andrew Dobbs, this time all the way into the end zone. The previous kickoff fielded at the 1. His momentum carried the receiver forward themselves into the end zone. But I tell you, that is a special teams weapon that a lot of teams don't have, Terry.
Well, and another weapon is doing a double reverse flea flicker in the first quarter and a half of a season with a brand new quarterback throwing to a guy who's not being a receiver. I just want to say, if anybody predicted that play, they ought to play the lottery today or something, because Coach Watkins drew that up, and I don't think anybody other than them had any clue that would be successful this early. But it has started to rain here a little bit, by the way, Greg. So we see people with umbrellas and jackets getting out. So we'll see if that impacts ball security at all.
Dorian Riddick checked in at nose guard. The 6', 260-pound junior brings a lot of meat there on that front line. So Scroggins in pistol formation, fakes the handoff. He's getting pressure by Morse. He shakes him, but Morse stays after him. Great job. Tyler Moore staying in pursuit. He got into him and he touched him, but Scroggins avoided him, but Moore stayed after him, and then Johns came up to help, and Neil Dickey, and Morse gets rewarded for the sack. So LCA bringing the heat again.
Yeah, something they've done that I don't know if it's stunts or what, but they're getting a little bit more penetration here as we've started the second quarter on the offensive line of Desales. But Desales, you've got to expect that if the pursuit continues like that, they're going to use that to their advantage and try to get LCA overplaying it. So they have to look for, LCA needs to look out for, RPOs and other plays to take advantage of their pursuit. Looks like we're getting a timeout Desales.
Well, we'll keep it right here. I want to thank Asbury University for being a sponsor of Lexington Christian Academy High School football. Imagine if you could receive a world-class private school education that focused on equipping you to be highly employable after graduation, all while staying close to home. How valuable would an education experience like that be to you? It is possible at Asbury University in Wilmore, Kentucky, just 20 minutes from Lexington. To take a virtual tour, visit them online at asbury.edu/explore. That's asbury.edu/explore.
And Greg and I can speak from experience. I have a child that goes to Asbury. It's a wonderful school. Also, as I'm zooming in here on the timeout, something you're going to see more this year where the timeouts take place further out on the field to keep the kids away from each other as much as you can, just to help mitigate the potential spread of COVID. Just one of the many changes we're having to deal with, not just the spectator caps.
Lots of dynamics that have changed this year, but out of the timeout, see what Desales has got dialed up. Scroggins, they passed it out of the last time they did it this time too. Last time it was a deep pass, but this time just trying to get a little quick out to James Johnson, their outstanding running back. And when you've got a great player like James Johnson, Terry, you just want to find as many ways possible to get the ball in his hands.
In space, yeah, and you do. And I think he would have had a nice gain there, and that may have been where the ball's getting a little slick. We're playing on the artificial surface. We weren't able to go down there before the game and test that surface, but as it's almost like a roadway. Usually when it first starts getting wet, that's when it's the slickest, and the ball just went right through his hands there.
That's going to make it 3rd down and 18 for Desales at their own 12-yard line. Scroggins has got it. He's looking to pass, but good pressure by LCA again. Elijah Hammond comes in there. Neil Dickey, Anthony Johns. Just a great defensive pressure there. LCA continuing to bring that heat. And it makes it tough for a quarterback when he doesn't have time to throw. And
Anthony Johns and Garrison McKinney and Dorian Riddick, those guys that are in the middle of that defensive line doing a much better job of stuffing their counterpart on the O-line, giving their edge guys a chance to get after the quarterback.
Derek Hollenkamp, the punter, deep in his end zone, does a nice job getting that punt out. It's going to hit about the 42, and Will Vernon just says, I'm going to get away from it because we should get good field position. It does take a nice roll for Desales, but that's a wise move there. Still great field position for LCAs. They're going to start their offensive series at the 46-yard line. Still plenty of time in this first half, 8 minutes and 6 seconds left. LCA on the road at Louisville. Desales opening football for the Eagles. Lexington Christian Academy leads 14-6. LCA not much luck on their first possession and had a miscue on the punt, and Desales took over their 9-yard line and took it in. 3 plays later, a run by James Johnson. But the second series, LCA took it in. A nice drive, about 60 yards. And Xavier Brown, a 13-yard touchdown run there, got the Eagles on the board. And then the Eagles just went on a second touchdown, took a lead 14-6. And they've got it again. Xavier Brown gets the pass out of the backfield. He breaks some tackles. He might take this one to the house. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Xavier Brown.
Touchdown, Xavier Brown's got a nice ring to it. That was a heck of a run, and no flags on the play. And just a good job of blocking, and Xavier with his great vision and ability. It's nice to see this early in the season.
Well, that's what we were talking about in that previous series for Desales. When you've got a great player like a Justin Johnson, Xavier Brown, you want to find different ways to get the ball in their hands. They just just gives him momentum like that, and he gets it. And Xavier Brown cuts so well and has such great vision on top of tremendous speed. The 5'11", 175-pound junior, already a Division I offer from Maryland. I believe many more to come. And that extra point is up, 3 for 3 for Mr. Andrew Dobbs. We really like that. So LCA up 21-6, 7:55 left here in the first half. We'll be with the Eagles all the games this year. We appreciate so much our sponsors. If you want to watch this game, you can go, obviously, prepspin.com, watch it later this week. But we also want to thank Van Meter Insurance, who's going to be our podcast sponsor for LCA football for any personal insurance needs. If you're a small business owner, contact A.J. Boss or Griffin Klein at Van Meter Insurance, located just down the street from LCA on Wellington Way. Give A.J. Boss or Griffin Klein a call today with Van Meter Insurance at 263-2771. That's 263-2771.
Van Meter Insurance with a couple of LCA families that were longtime LCA families, and just as of last spring, Mike and Carrie Hancock's son graduated, Jackson, and that drew the end of the Hostetter and Hancock reign at LCA. And sorry to see those families not be a part of the school anymore, but they're always around and very supportive. Thank you to Van Meter Insurance.
Most certainly. They've been a big sponsor of the podcast of this. Will be available at WJMM.com on Monday. If you want to listen to that while you're driving down the road, you can listen to the podcast. It's an exciting game. LCA has averaged over 40 points a game the last 3 years, and well on that way tonight. They're 21 points on the board to 6 for the home team, Louisville Desales. 7:55 left till halftime. The kick is up. It's going to be fielded this time about the 5-yard line by Louisville Desales. He's up to the 20, 25, gets around to about the 27-yard line before he is going to be wrapped up there. I believe that was Thomas White that got him. And Thomas White, another guy that I expect to call his number out a lot, Terry. A young guy that's he's a senior. It seems like he's been playing a lot ever since his freshman year.
Yeah, and Thomas is a wonderful kid. I really enjoy talking with him in the hallways and stuff. He's a great kid. He'll come in shorts and boots and a T-shirt to practice or something. He's just a great kid, and he's a great football player, and it's been fun to watch him grow up in the program.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line for Louisville Desales. Scroggins in pistol formation. Got Johnson. He's trying to get one of his receivers in place there, number 15, David Griffith, but unfortunately they still were having problems getting set. Looks like it's going to be some movement called there.
They're calling an illegal procedure, almost called illegal motion, but I think the receiver there, number 15, David Griffith, was thinking he may be in motion, had a little uncertainty there, and they were trying to communicate, but you certainly expect that in the early goings, especially this year, and I'm sure they'll get that worked out at halftime.
Scroggins, pistol formation, James Johnson, Chase O'Neal back there with him. Of course, Johnson gets it, no surprise there. He tries to cut off the left tackle there, but LCA, good job with more gang tackling. Caleb LeBrick, Mason Moore.
Yeah, Kalen, I don't want to, I guess I have to correct you. I'm correcting you on the air, but that's Maddie.
Maddie.
Kalen LeBrick made so many tackles too, but I'm sure when Maddie goes back and watches this, he's going to be screaming at his TV. So I make that mistake all the time.
No, I deserve to be called out. The great Maddie LeBrick. I'm having name problems. I'm a little rusty first game.
No, we're all rusty. We're just thankful we're getting to watch a football game.
Absolutely. Another run to the middle. Johnson, wow, he broke several tackles, and he is dragging. Holy cow, he's still loose. Oh, my goodness. What a run by James Johnson. I kept wanting to say he's brought down, and he wasn't. And they had 4 or 5 guys. Finally, Justin Morris does bring him down. I'm sorry, Tyler Morris brings him down at the 44-yard line. But, wow, we knew that Johnson was a great running back. Terry, he showed it right there.
He is a great running back. Boy, that's a heck of a run. And you talk about the fact that he plays both ways pretty much every snap. And his legs just kept going. We talked about you can't get him up high, you got to get him low, and you can't give up on the tackle. You can't go, okay, he's going down, because as he shows, he's got a great heart and a terrific runner, and I see why he's got so many colleges looking at him.
He is special. Breaks a couple more tackles here. Shakes and bakes, spins. Gets up to about the 50-yard line, showing only strong, but he's also got some nimble feet there as he danced around and avoided some tackles, where he's finally brought down. Anthony Johns getting over there, some help, but that's going to be up to about the 49-yard line of Desales. Going to make it 2nd down and 6. Clock moving, 6:15 left in the first half.
I think Coach Moore is going to have some things to talk about on tackling and technique at half, because you cannot continue trying to tackle him in the upper body. If you want to be successful, that is.
not Mr. Johnson, no doubt about it. Oh, this time they shake it up a little bit. They give it to O'Neal on the fullback draw, and he gets it up to about the 47-yard line. So,
and there is another thing that helps somebody like Desales right now. Their offense is built for ball control and really pounding it and utilizing those weapons. However, it also keeps the clock running, and with 5.5 minutes here, I think they're content to run that clock down, run their plays, and hopefully score, from their perspective, without giving the ball back to LCA, because Desales gets the kickoff in the second half too.
This time Scroggins under center. He's been pistol formation. He's going to do the quarterback sneak, and wow, second effort. First he got the initial surge. He did not get it, but on the second effort there.
I don't think they're giving him the mark at the moment. Well, it's going to be close. They're going to have to come out and measure. It's going to be too close to tell. It's so tough to tell from where we are. It's where the ball is when his knee hits the ground, and that's tough. But the whole line stood in one spot, and then all of a sudden you see Scroggins pop out.
Yep. You can hear the home crowd. They're not happy about that spot. And
I'm guessing our home crowd wouldn't be very happy with that spot either. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's a bad spot or not, but nevertheless, it's 4th and inches, and they are going for it, it appears.
4:45 left in the first half. Lexington Christian Academy on the road at Louisville Desales, leading 21-6. Desales, and they're going to get the first down. Scroggins on the quarterback keeper, bounces off the right side, and he's going to get inside the midfield there to 45-yard line. 44-yard line. First down to Desales. They continue this drive going. LCA looking to see if they can get an opening win. Originally was going to play Madison Southern because of COVID-19. That got canceled. Thankful to have this game tonight at Louisville Desales. The opener for both Desales and LCA. Desales Class 3A, LCA 2A. Scroggins this time hands it off to Johnson. He runs up the middle. They're trying to strip him there. Several Eagles can't do it, but good forward progress to about the 41-yard line, but pushed way back. But his forward progress was at the 41-yard line, so he's going to have a gain of about 3 on that one. That'll make it 2nd down and 7. Clock under 4 minutes now. 3:54 left, but if you're Louisville Desales, you'd love to get some points on the board before halftime, Terry.
You want to get points on the board. You want to keep it away from LCA from getting the ball back at all this quarter, and then you get the ball first in the third quarter. Desales does. So the opportunity to go two for one here, and is what I'm sure they have on their minds.
See what they've got dialed up. It's been Scroggins doing some with his feet here on this run. Even gave the fullback O'Neal a draw play, give Johnson a little breather, plus keep the defense on their feet. They fake it to Johnson, trying to pass it deep down the left sideline, and the pass is completed. Touchdown, Louisville Desales. Caleb Weinbrenner gets behind the defense. They fake that run, and LCA bit forward, and defensive back got beat deep, and Desales gets on the board, 21-12. Louisville Desales with their second touchdown of the game on the pass from Jaden Scroggins to Caleb Weinbrenner.
Yeah, it looked like Evan Nevis there was on the coverage, misjudged the throw because he kind of held up like he was going to be able to tip it, but the throw went beyond him, and easy score there for Desales. And as we thought, we got a ball game. We're gonna have a ball game. This game is not going to be. This game is going to be competitive the whole way.
They go for two. Scroggins fakes the pitch, and he takes it in. Good job. He had Johnson out to the right with him, and he's tough in the opening field himself. Scroggins, a senior, is an outstanding football player, and he completes the two-point conversion. They were not able to convert on their opening touchdown for the extra point, so they decided to go for two, and they make that happen. So we've got a 7-point ball game, 3:10 left, but we're going to take a 1-minute break, send it back to the station. Your score with 3:10 left till halftime. Lexington Christian County on the road at Desales. The Eagles of LCA lead Louisville Desales 21-14.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you to the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Greg Horn alongside Terry Johnson. Thanks for joining us on WJMM and PrepSpin.com and Lexington Christian Academy Athletics Facebook. The field kickoff is returned by Will Vernon. He's going to be up to about the 31-yard line before he is out of bounds. Actually gets up to about the 32, so LCA will start their fifth offensive possession of the night at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. They've got plenty of time. They've got 3:04 left, and the Eagles have not used any of their timeouts. So 3 minutes with this high-tempo offense, Terry, that's a lifetime, especially with 3 timeouts.
It is, but you also don't want to make any silly turnovers here, but yes, there is plenty of time for the LCA offense, and a great answer by Desales there on that drive to gain some of the momentum back.
Neva's pass out of the backfield. It was in Parker Cheney, the freshman, and unfortunately he couldn't hold on to it, and he is just a freshman, but when I met with Coach Doug Charles the other day preparing for this game, he just talked a lot about the potential of this outstanding freshman in Parker Cheney, and sure, there's probably a few butterflies there for that freshman on that first
I'm sure
touch.
he was looking to run before he caught it, but he is very talented, has a great future ahead of him. Pressed into service maybe a little bit more tonight because of the injury to Frankie Knight earlier in the week.
This time Nevis takes a snap, fakes it to Thomas White. He's going to run around the right side, but great job. Looked like he was going to get some good yardage, and then all of a sudden coming out of nowhere, Derek Hollenkamp, the senior, with a big-time hit there on Nevis. Glad that he held on to that because that was a big hit by the senior there, Hollenkamp for Desales. And what looked like it was going to be a good gain only wound up being a gain of about 3. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 for LCA from their own 35-yard line. Clock running, 2:30 left till halftime. Eagles leading 21-14. This time a little pass to Xavier Brown, and he loses it, but he gets it back and then falls on it at the 47-yard line. He probably could have got up to midfield if he hadn't lost it, but still gets LCA first down. And I'll tell you, man, anytime Xavier Brown gets the ball in his hands, I know he sounds like a broken record already first game, but it's exciting, Terry.
It is exciting, and him and James Johnson are putting on a show right now, to be honest with you. James Johnson and Scroggins, and Jaden Scroggins for Desales as well offensively, but we'll see as the 3rd and 4th quarters wear on in the latter part of this game. A hot, humid night, and a lot of kids conditioning maybe not where they might be normally in this time of year. So hopefully they can all stay away from the cramps and stay on the field.
They get the audible from the sideline on the call, Coach Oakley Watkins, but it's taking too long to get it implemented. So rather than get a delay of game, they'll have to call a timeout here. But
yeah, that's where having play clocks on the field really helps because the quarterback can see it, and we just got them installed before last year. thanks to Bluegrass Hospitality Group who sponsored that for us. But it does help, and especially when you've got a tempo offense like LCA does. I would think it would also help Desales too, because they're more of a ground and pound. But first time out, got 2 left, 1:55 left. I mean, Greg, again, as we said, 54 yards away from the pay dirt, it's doable.
Well, there's no doubt LCA can score quickly, so we'll be interested to see what they call out of this timeout. We've been having some internet challenges, but we're hoping to have some statistics for you at halftime. Couldn't get those at the end of the first quarter, but we're going to work on that at halftime. But hope you'll stay tuned for the halftime report brought to you by Asbury University. Great hidden treasure they've got down the road. Wilmore, Kentucky, obviously great for those kids in high school, young adults looking for a place to go for 4-year college. But if you're a non-traditional student, they also have a lot of great programs available for you there. And we'll encourage you to check them out online at asbury.edu. That's asbury.edu. Ready to get back to play here. Nevis waiting on the snap. He's got it, fakes the pitch to Brown. He goes up the draw up the middle. He's going to have a first down as he gets up to about the 44-yard line. So Nevis, just like Scroggins, trying to keep that defense honest, not just running with Brown or, in their case, with Johnson. Also just not trying to pass, but the quarterback keeping them honest that, hey, I can run too. So Nevis is a good athlete. He's got a great arm, and he's just going to get better each game here early in this first half. Already showing flashes, a good sign. He's going to be sacked, though, this time. Unfortunately, his first 2 options were covered, and by then it was too late. But you have to give the O-line credit, though, because he did have time, but his first 2 options were covered. And David Griffith, the junior, with the sack of Nevis, that's going to be a loss there.
And I think that's where, as he gets more experience, that interior clock goes off in your head that you've got to take and tuck it and run. And he'll learn that. But good thing is he didn't try to chuck it and make a bigger mistake. That was very good, wise decision on his part.
52 seconds left till halftime. Nevis tries to pass over the middle, hitting Elijah Hammond. Great pass. Unfortunately, Hammond just could not hold on to it. Incomplete. So that's
looked like Elijah there was late looking up for that pass. I think Nevis anticipated and tried to throw him into it, but it just not a connect there. Plus, I don't know, again, if the ball's wet, it's just got a mist coming down.
4th down and 9, LCA. They do not bring the punter on the field, but looks like Desales is going to take a timeout now. So we'll take a 1-minute break, send it back to the studio. We've got 40 seconds left till halftime. LCA leads Desales 21-14. We'll be right back after this 1-minute break. Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Greg Horn alongside Terry Johnson. Lexington Christian Academy Eagles on the road at Louisville Desales. We've got 4th and 9 from the 47-yard line of LCA. Nevis rolls out to his left, tries to get to Xavier Brown, and he catches it. Wow. Big-time throw and a big-time catch right there, Terry
Greg,
Johnson.
Words can't describe how hard that catch was for Xavier Brown to catch. That was an amazing catch that our viewers might not have been able to see as well just because it was on the other side of the field. But in traffic, very well covered, great throw, an amazing catch.
1st and 10 for LCA from the 43-yard line to Desales. Pass over the middle. Brown gets it. Oh, a shoestring tackle, or he might have taken that one to the house, but good job by Desales as they shoestring tackled him. Their number 18, Zane Wilkerson, tied up.
23 seconds as the clock now starts.
1st and 10 for LCA from the 29-yard line. Nevis throws out to his right. Xavier Brown again. It's going to be down to about the 22-yard line. And looks like we got a timeout by LCA, so that's going to stop the clock with 15 seconds left. They've got one more timeout left. LCA's got the ball down to the 23-yard line. Obviously, they'd love to get 7 points, but right now they're getting into Andrews' field goal range at this point, Terry.
Yeah, and they have just the one timeout left, so you can expect here that they're going to they have a run or they have a pass option. Either way, I expect a run, some sort of mixture of fake handoff, RPO, something along those lines from Oakley, because time's really not a problem, because as soon as you go down, you've got the one timeout left. I do think you always want to get closer, but I do think you take away the possibility of an interception, you run it, get it a little closer, and then you try to let Andrew's leg take care of the rest. It would be about a 39-yarder from here. You get him you'd like to get him another 8-9 yards and give him a shot.
Well, we'll let you know at the end of the game. We'll have our offensive and defensive player of the game brought to you by the UPS stores in Tates Creek Center, Zandale Shopping Center, Hamburg, and in Nicholasville. UPS stores take care of all your shipping, packing, printing, and mailbox needs. Davis gets a snap. He's looking to pass. He rolls out to his right. He is going to have to run it. Oh, great pursuit by Louisville Desales, because he had a lot more ground to gain. But Michael Craig did a great job running down Neves from behind. But that's going to get it down to about the 21-yard line of Desales. And LCA will use that final timeout. And Andrew Dobbs, I believe, will be coming on now for a field goal try. And this is within his range.
Be a 38-yarder. And in high school, 38 yards is a long way. But he certainly has the leg for it, but you've also got the snap, you got the hold. I remember our former coach, Ethan Atchley, always told me on special teams, on field goals, there's about 23 things that can go wrong. Going forward on fourth down, there's like 5. So therefore, we never kicked it very much under Coach Atchley. And Doug and Oakley don't like to kick either. But they don't share the same sentiment that Ethan did. Kicking to Ethan was called giving up. So it was pretty funny. I love Ethan and wish him the best over at Billet East. He had a tough one last night, but hope he's doing well, he and Emily and the kids. But at any rate, this is within his well within his range, but it's different in a game versus in practice. So we'll see.
Dobbs is coming on. He's got a tremendous leg, so see what he can do here. Mason Moore will be on the hole. Snap is down. Dobbs kicks it up. It's got enough leg, and it is good. Andrew Dobbs with the 38-yard field goal. Wow.
Heck of a kick. I mean, he just has a tremendous leg, and it really, really gives LCA a big lift to go down there, answer that touchdown, yes, with a field goal, but with Desales getting the kick to start the second half, you drive it down there, 2 seconds left, and I think Coach Charles will be very happy with the first half. And I think Desales has the same kind of thought. I think if they look at it, that, things didn't go their way there in the middle part of this first half, but they could have found themselves down by more. They're really only down by 10. We've got a really good ball game, which is what we expected from 2 really good teams.
It has been a great ball game. We've had great weather overall. A little bit of a sprinkle here, but not too much. And a little misty. It's great.
Yeah, I see some with umbrellas and some without. So
I guess easy for us to say since we're in the booth. But I shouldn't
yeah, all I'm having to worry about is whether I turn the air conditioning up or down in this in our unit behind us here. But outside of that, we're in pretty good shape.
LCA 24-14 halftime. We're going to take a break, and then we'll have Asbury University halftime report, and we will be able to get some statistics. I've talked to our statistics crew, and they're going to let me borrow their iPad, so I've not been able to get it emailed here because of some internet challenges, but we will have some statistics for you in this exciting first half. I'm excited to see what James Johnson and Xavier Brown have, but 2 seconds left. Dobbs is up, and he kicks a line drive. It bounces up high in the air. Desales fields it, and they just down it there at their own 31-yard line. That is going to be the last play of the half. But what a great first half. This opening game of the 2020 football season for Lexington Christian Academy Eagles. We're going to be with the Eagles every game of the year, both home and away. But at the first half here, at the end of that, at halftime, Your score is the Lexington Christian Academy Eagles. They started out behind 6-0, but they have outscored DeSales 24-8 over the rest of the time period. And so your halftime score is the Lexington Christian Academy Eagles 24, the home team Louisville DeSales 14. We're going to take a 4-minute break, and then we'll come back with some statistics for you and the Asbury University halftime report. So for Terry Johnson, Greg Horn, we're going to send it back to Ron White in the studio at the WJMM studios. We'll be back in 4 minutes. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School Football on Life 99.1 FM. had a mishandle on the punt, and Louisville DeSales took over at the 9-yard line, and it took 3 plays, but James Johnson, their outstanding senior running back, ran it in from 2 yards out. The extra point attempt by Logan Givens for DeSales was no good, but it was 6-0 Louisville DeSales with 9:38 left in the first quarter. However, LCA responded back on their second drive. They took a nice long drive, and Xavier Brown ran out from 15 yards for the touchdown. The point after attempt by Andrew Dobbs was good. It was 7-6 LCA over Louisville DeSales with 7:11 left in the first quarter. Moved on to the second quarter before we had any more points, and LCA got on the board again with Drew Nevis completing his first touchdown pass to Mason Moore for 42 yards. It was a double reverse flea flicker that offensive coordinator Oakley Watkins pulled out of the playbook early in the football season for a touchdown. Mason Moore wide open down the right sideline, and he took it in, caught it about the 15-yard line of DeSales, and took it on in for the touchdown. Extra point attempt by Andrew Dobbs was good. It was 14-6 LCA with 9:43 left in the first half. Then LCA got the ball back again and scored again quickly. 7:55 left in the first half. Drew Nevis completed a pass to Xavier Brown, and he did most of it on the yak, yards after the catch, but 54 yards, took it to the house. Point after attempt by Andrew Dobbs was good. It was 21-6, LCA leading, 7:55 left in the first half. Then Louisville DeSales got on the board, and Jaden Scroggins, he completed a pass to number 21, Caleb Weinbrenner, for 41 yards, and the touchdown 2-point conversion run by Scroggins, their outstanding senior quarterback, made it a 7-point game, 21-14 LCA. And then with only 2 seconds left, LCA got the ball with about 3 minutes left, down about their own 25-yard line, took it all the way down, and got a 39-yard field goal attempt by Andrew Dobbs. It was good, and that made the score 24-14. LCA took a 10-point lead in. There was only 2 seconds left. Did a kick, just kind of a line drive kick, and DeSales fielded that, and the first half was over. But what a great first half of football that we had. Total offense, Lexington Christian Academy had 219 yards. Louisville DeSales 104. LCA had 31 offensive plays for an average of 7 yards. DeSales averaged 4 yards for their offensive plays. Passing, 11 of 16 for LCA, 3 for 6 for DeSales, averaged 15 yards per pass, 15 for DeSales. Penalties, both teams had 4 for 35 yards. First quarter was a little rough, but second quarter got a lot better. Both teams just kind of getting into a rhythm and getting the first game jitters out. 2 punts for each team, 10 yards average for on that one, and 40 yards there for Louisville DeSales. First downs, LCA had 10, Louisville DeSales 7. LCA, 3 of theirs were rushing, 7 for for LCA in the air. Kind of the opposite, of course. Louisville DeSales, 5 of their first downs on the ground, 2 were through the air. Third down conversions, LCA 1 for 4, 25%. Louisville DeSales 2 for 7 of 29%. And then let's look at some individual statistics. LCA, Drew Nevis, just first quarterback start, the junior, just did a phenomenal job. 11 of 16, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. For Louisville DeSales, Jaden Scroggins, 3 for 6 for 44 yards, and he had a touchdown pass. On the ground, Xavier Brown led the way for the Eagles of LCA with 3 attempts for 36 yards, averaged 12 yards a attempt, and he had 1 touchdown. James Johnson, the outstanding senior running back for Louisville DeSales, had 14 carries for 56 yards, averaged 4 yards a carry, and had 1 touchdown. Drew Nevis from the quarterback position had 8 rushing attempts for 17 yards. Chase Neal had 1 carry for 4 yards. Jaden Scroggins as quarterback, he had a little bit of positive yardage, but when you throw in the quarterback sacks that count as rushing attempts, he had 0 yards. Will Vernon had 1 carry for 0 yards, and Jeffrey Selby had a few attempts, but had a couple of losses on those, and so But those were all the rushing attempts for both teams. Let's look at the receiving end. Xavier Brown not only leads us in rushing for LCA, but also doing an outstanding job as a receiver. 7 for 106 yards, 7 receptions. Mason Moore had 2 receptions for 57 yards. Obviously, that big touchdown reception was a big part of that early in the first half there, where you got that there, a 42-yard there. But Mason Moore, an outstanding defensive player, but also getting a lot of runs on the offensive side of the ball this year. Will Vernon had 2 receptions for Desales. Caleb Weinbrenner had 2 for 39 yards, 1 touchdown. Zane Wilkerson had 1 reception for 5 yards. Let's look at the defensive side of the ball. LCA. Tyler Morse led us in tackles with 4. Chance McGahee had 3. Neil Dickey, Jeffrey Selby, Matty LeBrick all had 3. Parker Cheney, the freshman, with 2. Anthony Johns had 2. Elijah Hammond, Andrew Dobbs, Grant Vaught, Mason Moore, Evan Nevis, Will Vernon, and Landon Starnes all had 1 tackle for LCA. So good group effort there. On the defensive side for Louisville Desales, Caleb Weinbrenner led the way with 6 tackles, 5 solo, 1 assist. Zane Wilkerson had 4. Lance Whiter and Trevon Williams had 3. James Johnson, Chase Neal, Anthony Usher, David Griffith, and Derek Hollenkamp had 2. And Colton Parrish and Michael Powell both had 1. So that's going to be our first half statistics, brought to you by Asbury University. We want to thank Asbury University for being such a big part of Lexington Christian Academy High School football on Life 99.1 FM WJMM. And I want to ask you if your college experience was one that included receiving a world-class education from the top globally recognized faculty, sharing campus life with students from all around the world, and empowering you to reach your fullest God-given potential, all while being prepared to succeed in today's uncertain workplace. That experience awaits you at Asbury University. To find out more about them, check out asbury.edu/explore. That's asbury.edu/explore. Well, we're going to take our final break, and then we're going to be back with second half action. Terry Johnson will be alongside me for the call, but we're going to take our final break. Your halftime score, Lexington Christian Academy opening their season on the road at Louisville Desales. The Eagles of Lexington Christian Academy lead Louisville Desales 24-14. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School football on WJMM.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be, for generations to come.
Welcome back to Lexington Christian Academy High School football. I'm Greg Horn, joined alongside Athletic Director Terry Johnson. LCA leading 24-14 on the road at Louisville Desales. Had a great first half, a lot of offensive action there, and looking forward to a great second half. But Terry, obviously we're on the road, and won't be till October 9th that we get to have our first home game. But I know a lot of fans listening just wondering what will be the conditions for attendance at LCA home games this year.
Well, pretty much the same as what all high schools are doing and what we've already started doing with soccer and volleyball. Spectators will be capped per student athlete and coach, or cheerleader and dance team will be allowed, and they'll each have spectators that can come with them. But we really have to cap it. Again, all of this is subject to change because, as with everything with COVID, it changes hourly. So I've been asked a lot about this question for football. What are we going to do? What's the number? We really don't want to put out too much right now because it can change daily. But we expect to be able to provide 3 or 4 tickets per student athlete, per cheerleader, per dance team member, and for the home team to be in attendance. We think we can space out as the current guidelines allow right now that way, and that will be where we'll have to keep it. And we will do all these games just like we're doing tonight, streaming it. We're allowing 2 for the visitors, just like our families have been allowed today. The coaches and the players each got 2 tickets allowed to have 2 spectators in the stands for them. We're doing that. That's pretty much what every school is doing right now. But when we have our first home game, it'll begin in what's called segment 2 of the season, of this COVID season. So there's guidelines that can possibly go up. But right now we're talking about 3 or 4 per student athlete and coach for our home team, 3 or 4 people.
Well, as you said, things seem to change quite often with COVID, so we will keep you posted on that. We will be with the Eagles next week, Lexington Catholic, then on the road at Williamsburg on the 25th, and then at Paul Lawrence Dunbar on October 1st. So we'll keep you updated. Obviously, Lexington Christian Academy Athletics Facebook page. I know.
Yep, Twitter and Facebook at LCA Sports and LCA Athletics. And that Dunbar game is a Thursday night game. That is not a Friday night game. So that is a Thursday night, October 1st. So keep that in mind.
That is true. So Saturday night game to kick off, and then Thursday night on the October 1st. But Andrew Dobbs is getting ready to kick off for the Eagles at the 40-yard line. And he kicks a line drive. This is going to be deep, but it's going to be fielded at about the 2-yard line. 25, 30, trying to get across. He's got a little bit of space there. 35, cuts back midfield. He's at the 40, 45, 50. Finally brought down at the 48-yard line. What a tremendous kickoff by Lance Whiter for Louisville Desales, where he finally brought down by the Eagles. But what a tremendous kickoff return. Major Brown wrapped him up, finally tackled him, but that's the kind of start you want if you're Louisville Desales, Terry.
Yeah, exactly. You get the big special teams play, and you can see why the kicking into the end zone is such a big weapon, because that kind of play can happen so often on special teams at the high school level. So good start for DeSales.
1st and 10 from the 44-yard line of LCA as we start the second half here. Scroggins going to start off in pistol formation. He's got Johnson to his left, O'Neal to his right. They hand it off to Johnson. He goes over the right tackle there, but good job by LCA. They were ready. Chance McGahee, good to have him back. He's a great baseball player also. took a break in football last year, but he's back after breaking his leg.
I'm sure Coach Harris is hoping he's tackling leading with his right shoulder, not his left pitching shoulder. But, yeah, Chance, who had a really tough broken leg, compound fracture a couple years ago. Good to see him back, the junior, and did a good job going low there on Johnson.
So gain of about 4 there for Johnson. 2nd down and 6 for the Colts from the 40-yard line of LCA. Johnson gets it. Nice hole there. He runs off the right tackle again. Johnson's going to be brought down. Short gain there. Got about 3, so it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Colts from the 36-yard line of LCA. Clock rolling, just getting this first half started. Thanks for joining us. If you're looking for a great place to go eat lunch or dinner, check out Drake's. Locally owned Drake's menu has something on it for everybody, from burgers to sushi. Great atmosphere to dine in, or you can get carry out. Check out their 3 locations: Tates Creek Road, Brandon Crossing, and their new location in Hamburg.
And that play got stuffed there at the line, maybe a gain of a few inches, but it looks like they're going to mark it right at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a hair back. But I did want to mention, Greg, the rain's coming down harder now. It's not just a mist now. It's a drizzle, maybe, is what would be best to call it.
O'Neal, the fullback, got that one there. Johnson gets a break. Outstanding running back, but like you said, nothing happened. 4th and 3 on that one, so they're going to go for it. No surprise there. Scroggins under center. They did a quarterback sneak last time they went for it on 4th down. This time they pitch it to Johnson. He's going to try to get around the corner there. It's going to be close. I think he's got it, though, as he falls forward.
Yeah, got it by about a yard and a half, yep. If I had 2 or 3 yards to get, that's the man and I love Xavier Brown too. Either one of them, but James is a heck of a runner.
So he gets the first down, so it'll be 1st down and 10 for Louisville Desales from the 33-yard line of LCA. Clock rolling, 9:29. LCA, if you just tuned in, leading 24-14. They are on the road at Louisville Desales. Louisville Desales Class 3A, LCA 2A. Both teams ranked preseason top 5 in their class. This time Scroggins going to pass, fakes the handoff deep down the right sideline, and almost hit Weinbrenner. Good coverage back there, though. Running stride for stride with him was Will Vernon.
Yeah, Will had he had just maybe a quarter step past Will, and it was off his fingertips, but Will was right there with him. I mean, they don't call him Sweet Willie V for nothing, but a nice touch pass there by Scroggins. His receiver was the only one that had an opportunity to catch that ball, and in the corner of the end zone, you can't throw it much better than that. Nice route, nice throw, just out of the reach of the receiver.
Well, they are about an 80% pass, but they have done better, and they've caught LCA once asleep and got a touchdown pass out of that, so they keep the defense honest.
Well, Scroggins is I mean, obviously having never seen the team before, he throws a nice ball, and that might be something part of the offense that develops as the season goes on for them.
Scroggins pistol formation. He's got O'Neal to his right. He gets a snap. He rolls out to his right. He's looking to pass again. This time deep down the corner, the sideline, and looks like that pass may be complete to Johnson as he got a flag down.
I think they're going to get a pass interference as well. Obviously, it'll be negated by the play. They'll take the play, but
so James Johnson showing not only can he run the ball, but he also is a good receiver, and that's why he's been recruited by a lot of Division I programs. But as you said, the penalties declined. I didn't get to see the article as I don't have a subscription to the Courier-Journal, but I saw an article on Twitter that this young man's overcome a lot of obstacles in his life. 17 foster homes he's lived in. And
yeah, I saw that as well. I wasn't able to read the article, but would encourage everybody to go to the Courier-Journal and read it. It from the first part of it sounded like a really unique story for that young man.
So it was great to see him overcoming a lot of obstacles, and he's been an outstanding young man on top of a football player. This time they handed to O'Neal right up the gut, and good job this time, LCA, slowing down there. No surprise, Matty LeBrick getting up from the bottom of that pile, so formerly known as Caleb LeBrick.
Yeah, Kalen, I'm sure Kalen, if he's listening or watching, we'll have a little bit of fun with Matty about that. It was interesting at the halftime when you were reading the stats about Drew Nevis, Logan walked through the press box. So I kind of had a flash. I was like, wait a second, aren't you playing out there? But it's fun to see these these kids and coming and supporting their little brothers.
Gain of 3 on that one. 2nd down and 7 for Louisville Desales from the LCA 7-yard line. This time Scroggin's going to try to pass, but good pressure by Neil Dickey, and he gets the sack, so that's going to be a loss there. Good pressure, bringing the heat there by LCA. I want to thank Herbie McGahee and Air Control for being our HVAC sponsor there. Don't wait till you have to use your heat this year and turn it on and it's not working. Get it checked out. Get a maintenance check here this fall. Call our friends at Air Control. You can reach them online at aircontrolco.com. That's aircontrolco.com. Clock down to 7:45. That's going to be a loss of 5 on that one. So 3rd down and 12 for Desales from the LCA 12. So see what the Eagles defense can do here, Terry.
Big play here early in the second half.
Scroggin's getting some pressure again. He's trying to get away. He gets the ball off the last moment. Was getting great pressure from Anthony Johns, but unfortunately the receiver for the Colts could not hold on to it. So that's going to make it 4th and 12, and looks like they may try a field goal attempt here, Terry.
Yeah, I was going to say it's interesting because you never really know what high schools will do. It depends. Kickers are such a premium, but it does look like they're gonna try it. Try a kick. I can't quite see his number. I'll see it here in a second, I think.
I believe it's 86. Logan Givens. He is a sophomore.
Sophomore.
So they had a little problems with the extra point attempt, and that snap there was going to be down, but we got a flag, and so it's going to move it back 5 more.
Somewhere Ethan Atchley, if he's watching, is going, see, I told you there's about 73 things that can go wrong with special teams and kicking a field goal, so, or punts.
So that'll move it back.
I used to joke a lot with him and Coach Charles and Coach Watkins about, man, you guys give me heart attacks going for 4th and 14 from your own 35 sometimes, but they have forgotten more about football than I know. So,
and they see those things happen, they go, that's why. So,
that's why.
Snap, and they have another challenge with the snap, but he tries, good job there. Anthony Johns quickly gets on top of Logan Givens. The snap, the holder unfortunately could not hold it, and Givens just had to try to do something, and he tried to run it, and Anthony Johns got in. And
again, you saw the snap last night in that exciting Douglas North Hardin game. The snap was rolled back to the holder, and then it got tipped. I mean, there's a lot of things that have to go right on these special teams plays, and early in the year, those are the kind of things you haven't gotten a lot of reps doing. And so, and on a wet night, first game, first field goal attempt, I'm sure that the Colts will clean that up as the year goes along.
LCA is going to take over 1st and 10 for their first offensive possession of the second half at their own 25-yard line. We've got 7 minutes and 20 seconds left till halftime on the in around. Will Vernon, he cuts around the corner, but good job there of pursuit by the Colts of Desales. So he's not able to get much as they did a good job pursuing. Going to be up to about the 28-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 3 yards on that. So make it 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles. Stops the clock, though, at 7:15 left here in the 3rd quarter. LCA on the road at Louisville Desales. The Eagles leading 24-14. Nevis in pistol formations, got Selby to his left. He rolls out to his left. He's looking to pass. Pass is out the wing to Will Vernon. He does catch it, but not much of a gain there. But with this rain starting to come down pretty hard, may have to shorten the passing game a little bit.
Yeah,
Terry.
that was a terrific catch, and the defender was all over him. It was nice coverage, but tremendous catch over his shoulder on the fingertips in what has become a pretty steady drizzle right now. Was a nice play, but you're right. I think they'll shorten up the throws here on 3rd and 2 at the 33.
Nevis has got it, fakes it to Selby, quarterback keeper. He's getting hit. I
think he lost a yard.
They may give him a spot. Got back to the line maybe, but it's going to be an interesting call.
I think they had a generous spot there. I don't know that he got back to the line, but looks like it actually just showing him with a gain of 1.
Well, let's see what the Eagles do here. 4th and 1 from their own.
Looks like they're going to punt. Dobbs is coming out.
34-yard line.
And I think it's so deep in the territory, I wouldn't expect that you would want to fake here, but I've been proven wrong before.
As have I numerous times doing this now for my 6th season, so I've been humbled often, but it looks like that with Andrew on a snap, a little low. He picks it up and gets it out, but it's blocked into the line there, and unfortunately, LCA recovers it, though, and they're going to make something out of it. Mason Moore, I believe, gets it, and he's going to have a first down. Wow.
Honestly, and they're flagged late there. I don't know what it was.
The snap was bobbled by Andrew, and then he tried to get it off, and he did. A line drive kick was blocked at the line of scrimmage, and people were trying to get it. Mason Moore came up with it and started running and got a first down all the way into the 46-yard line, but a personal foul, and it's holding on LCA.
Well, it'll be illegal block in the back, so we'll see if it was after the first down was achieved. I don't think I've ever seen that. A blocked punt recovered by the punting team, picked up and run for the first down. I think they've got a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 Eagles, I believe. After the penalties marked off, they'll be back close to where the first down would have been if they hadn't had to punt. Yep, they're going back to the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Eagles.
Wow.
Unless I'm missing something. No, it's 1st and 10 with the mark. I mean, that has got to be one of the weirdest fourth down conversions I've seen in the history of football.
Oh, my goodness.
I need William Warfield to mark that play for SportsCenter top 10. That's a top 10, William, if you're out there listening.
There's no doubt that was something I definitely am going to go back and watch later.
That's wow. All right, way to be Dobbs. That's an excellent play by Andrew Dobbs. He banked it off the defender, I guess.
All right, 1st and 10 for LCA from their own 36-yard line. 5:42 left in the third quarter. Fakes a handoff to Xavier Brown. Drew Nevis, the quarterback, does, but not able to get much there. Good job by the Desales defense.
And I want to give a shout-out to both lines, all 4 lines, Desales offensive and defensive, LCA's offensive and defensive. Early in the game, it was a lot of back and forth. And a lot of gash plays, and we just really haven't had that in a while.
The LCA ready to roll that no-huddle offense. Defense hands it off. Nevis hands off to Xavier Brown. He's up over the 40 to about the 42-yard line before he's brought down, getting up.
And I'd really like to see this. I just saw Neil Dickey help a defensive lineman for Desales get his shoulder pad under his jersey, and I just saw a Desales defender helping Xavier Brown up. I just love to see that. That's just wonderful for both sides.
Yep, Trevon Williams, the sales player, the junior, helping up Xavier Brown. So good sportsmanship by Neil Dickey and Trevon Williams there for the sales. So it makes it 3rd down and 4 for LCA from their own 42-yard line. 4:33 left in the third quarter. Nevis takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Selmy, passes it out to the left, trying to get to Will Vernon, but he was fully covered and passes a little high, but just kind of hard to get between it being wet and good coverage there by Desales.
Yeah, the line play being better on both sides is causing a lot more of an aerial attack, it looks like, for both than what you might expect. Looks like LCA will once again try to punt, but maybe Andrew's got something up his sleeve this time to convert. But good play by both offensive and defensive lines by both teams.
It's going to be 4th and 4 for LCA from their own 42-yard line. Clock gets stops on the incomplete pass. 4:26 left. Andrew Dobbs will be at his 30-yard line. The snap is good, and he gets it off. Punt's going to be at the 25. Wow, good catch and receive. They are a running reception there. It took a lot of courage to do that. Most guys would let it down, but Lance Whiter comes and takes a running catch on that, takes it up to about the 41.
We do have a flag down. It's holding, I think, on somebody, but I don't know who. On Desales. Holding on Desales. Looks like from about the 41. We'll probably take it back to the 31 of Desales for them, and it'll be 1st and 10 Colts.
24-14 LCA leading, 4:15 left. Thanks for watching on PrepSpin.com or Lexington Christian Academy Athletics Facebook page, or listening on the radio at 99.1 FM or WJMM.com. I'm Greg Horn, Terry Johnson, Athletic Director, alongside me on color, Beautiful night here in Louisville, Desales. Thanks for joining us. Want to give one of my former co-workers, Jimmy Carter, watching the game on his TV back home in Lexington, Kentucky, and his daughter on the LCA golf team. They had a big day today, the girls golf team. It's time, handoff up the middle. Oh, Johnson bounces off. He was wrapped up, and he's still breaking tackles. And finally, lots of good game tackling by LCA about the 35-yard line as Chance McGahee gets him wrapped up, and little words of exchange there between Johnson and McGahee, and that's
I'm
part
sure
of
they
the
were
fun.
words of encouragement from both sides, right? We just said, we just talked about it, but, football is a tough game to keep your emotions in check because it's such a game of emotions. Hopefully they do keep that in check and continue just playing a good football game and competing hard.
Yeah, LCA won their Class A state title in golf today, so congratulations to them, the girls. That's awesome. Back to football action. Scroggins fakes a handoff, but good job by the LCA defense, and he's going to be sacked for a big-time loss there. Looks like Morris, Anthony Johns, and also Elijah Hammond in there, and looks like maybe a cramp there for Morse, and not surprised here on this humid night. Been fortunate, haven't seen a lot of that, but fortunately Morse is able to get up and walk off on his own strength there. So good point. Blake Long watching the game. His son, Drew Long, outstanding player for LCA, playing at Murray State this year, said that Dobbs on that crazy fourth down play a while ago actually kicked it with his left foot. And so it's one of those things when you're talented as Andrew Dobbs, you just do what you got to do. And I can't wait to see that. And that might be an ESPN top 10 play. This calling Drew Long's name, though. What an outstanding player he was. Scroggins looking to pass, getting some pressure again. LCA just doing a phenomenal job getting some pressure in there. And, man, the big fella putting some pressure there for LCA, number 69, Garrison McKinney, a freshman. LCA, one of the things that Coach Doug Charles told me we met earlier this week, he's got a lot of depth and he feels good, too deep at each position. Over 50 kids on LCA's program. 5 years ago, I believe they had just like about 34, and so the numbers greatly increasing, but also a lot of talent, not just numbers, but quality. Snap a little high, but the punt gets off. It's going to bounce about the 48, takes an LCA bounce to the 49 of Desales, but then rolls back to the 49-yard line. So LCA, see what they can do. Their second offensive possession tonight, but this third quarter's flying by, Terry. You've only got a minute 49 left.
It really has. We've had a lot of running plays and not a lot. Obviously no timeouts and luckily no injuries so far, knock on wood. Hopefully that continues, but saving up those timeouts in the second half, that's really a big part of game management.
Well, you said that O-line doing a great job for LCA. Anthony Johns, Neil Dickey, Luke Hall, Nathan Boggs, Grant Vought's been in there, Matthew Potter. Getting it done in the trenches is huge. And Will Vernon on the end around. He's trying to get around that corner. He's at midfield, slides through there, falls forward to about the 43, and then a flag comes down right at the last moment. See if that gets negated or added on. Yep,
Holding on LCA, it looks like.
Yep. Ouch.
As much as these teams run to the edge, you see a lot of these grabs trying to get the edge by the defenders.
We'll negate the first down. They're going to push it back to the 46-yard line of LCA, so that'll make it first down and 12 for the Eagles. 13, actually. See what they can do. We've got 1:34 clock is moving to the end of the third quarter. LCA on the road leading 24-14. The handoff, Xavier Brown. He cuts up the middle. He's broke some tackles. Oh, fumble! See, it's scramble. It's going to be close. LCA was in there and Desales, but looks like Desales has got it. Big time run by Xavier Brown, but
first turnover of the game goes the Desales way, and unfortunately negates a big gain by great run by Xavier, but that ball squirted out. Looked like it had water flying off of it. As I've said, the drizzle hasn't let up. Do want to give a shout out to Ethan Atchley, who texted me and said extra points mean the world. So great to have Ethan watching us tonight. Wish you and Emily and the kids the best. Hope everything's going well. And but he's right. Extra points he never was against, unless they missed one, and then he'd go for 2 the rest of the night.
Absolutely. He did a great job laying a foundation here in his 4 years here, and Doug Charles continued the tradition, doing a great job in his second year. So 2 outstanding head football coaches. Scroggins underneath, this time hands it up to Johnson up the middle. He breaks those tackles again. Shakes off LeBrick. This time that hardly ever happens. My goodness, James Johnson.
This is a big series for LCA and Desales, but I think it's bigger for LCA right now. They were marching. They had a big play, big gash play, the first turnover of the game. You've got James Johnson, who just kind of wears you down. And so as a defense, it's important to get a stop right here and gain that momentum back. Even though they're up 2 scores, this is a very tight game.
Chance McGahee was able to finally bring him down, but 1st and 10 for the Colts in LCA territory at the 49-yard line. Scroggins goes back to Johnson, cuts up the middle, and there's a big hole there. McGahee brings him down again, but not before he gets a gain of 8 yards. Also got a little help there from LeBrick, but McGahee did the main part, and going to be 2nd down and about 2 for Louisville Desales from the 42-yard line of LCA. Clock moving, 25 seconds. This will probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Send it back for a quick 1-minute break to the station, Ron White. So appreciate all our sponsors to help make this possible. They stay tuned for the UPS Stores offensive and defensive players of the game. Scroggins underneath center. He's got O'Neal right behind him. This time hands it off to him, but he gets stopped, and then he gets a little penetration, but good job by the LCA getting a good surge, pushing him back. So he's going to get a gain maybe of a yard, but that is going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. So we're going to take a minute break, send it back to the studio. Your score at the end of the 3rd quarter, Lexington Christian Academy on the road at Desales. The Eagles lead the Colts 24-14. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School football on Life 99.1 FM. I think I'm okay right now. It's starting to get a little foggy, but now it's to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Greg Horn alongside Terry Johnson. Opening game of the 2020 football season for the Lexington Christian Academy Eagles. The Eagles leading 24-14. LCA 3rd down and 2 play from for Desales. 3rd down and 2 from the LCA 42. Scroggins under center for Desales, their outstanding quarterback. On the quarterback keeper, he's going to have the 1st down and just a little bit more before he's brought down. So it'll be a first down there. Maddie LeBrick getting up from the bottom of that pile, but first down for Desales there. And we knew James Johnson was going to be good, but Scroggins has been very impressive too, Terry.
He really has. He really has. And again, the line has held up really well. And now we're in the fourth quarter. Now, the humidity, the cramps, the tiredness, that can take a lot out of some players. But we'll see if that happens to anybody out on the field tonight.
Scroggins pistol formation this time, looking to pass it out to the wing, and it was bobbled but held on. Nice reception there by Luke McClinton, the seniors. He bobbled it, but then was able to regain it, and it's going to be a first down. So moving the chains also through the air a little bit. So you can see why Louisville Desales is ranked in top 5 in Class 3A as opening game. They get better as the game goes along. They can run the ball, so if they can pass a little bit, Terry, they're going to be dangerous.
Well, you talk a little bit about how the runner gets worn down, but you don't always talk about how the linemen and the linebackers get worn down from trying to tackle somebody of Johnson's size and strength. And so that takes an impact too. And it just seems like some runners just have that extra gear at the end of a game, and Johnson may be that one of those players.
This time Scroggins hands it off to Johnson, and he gets a short game where he's wrapped up. Jeffrey Shelby and Maddie LeBrick come in together and bring him down. But short gain this time, maybe about 2 yards. So it'll be second down and 8 from Desales, but
I think they just gave him 1 yard. He's got down to the 26, so
it's going to be second and 9 then. Clock moving. We've only got 10 minutes, 50 seconds left in this one. If you just tuned in, got a great high school football game. Lexington Christian Academy on the road, 24-14. Desales started off with a 6-0 lead, but LCA responded, and this was our halftime score, and no scores in the third quarter, so Desales trying to get on the board here now. Scroggins deep down the right sideline, man's wide open, but could not complete as the defender for LCA slipped on this wet turf.
Yeah, and I'm sorry there if you're watching online. The camera was not great. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit more and get the plays, but I'm a newbie here, so I'm new to the show. So
you're doing a great job.
Ask your patience with me, but it was incomplete. But he was wide open as the defender fell down. So.
Yep, he went deep there. The LCA defender fell, was open, but led him just a little too much. So pass incomplete, stops the clock. 10:28 left. 3rd and 9 now for Desales from the 26-yard line of LCA. Scroggins pistol formation. He's got O'Neal to the right. Johnson, the outstanding running back's in the slot on the left, and he's a great receiver, too. He's already had a couple catches. Scroggins, no quarterback keeper, but LCA does a good job staying home. Anthony John slows him down, and then Maddie LeBrick comes and finishes him off. So good job there by the LCA defense. Terry.
Yeah, I think it got him right at this line of scrimmage. They're marking him for no gain, so that'll be 4th and 9. I think it's fairly obvious call to go for it here after they struggled on the field goal attempt, and this would be a 43-yarder. So I think this is definitely go for it territory with 9 minutes and 50 seconds left.
At the end of the third quarter, LCA had 223 yards total offense. Louisville Desales 154. LCA had 172 of their 223 by passing, 51 rushing. Desales had 69 of theirs through rushing. We've got a whistle. May have a timeout here. We've got a timeout, so we're going to take a 1-minute break, send it back to the station. Your score with 9:37 left in the game. LCA 24, Desales 14. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School Football on Life 99.1 FM.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. Greg Horn, Terry Johnson with you. Louisville Desales trying to go for it against LCA. Fourth down, Now they try to get out to Johnson. 4th down and 9 on a little swing pass. And
it's very fortuitous for LCA right there, because I think it might have worked if he'd been able to hold on, but they threw it out to the weak side to Johnson in space, and it just went right through his hands. That ball has to be slippery. So now LCA with up 2 scores with 9:32 to go. You would expect a lot of trying to get first downs on the ground, keep that clock moving, as Desales has already had to use 1 timeout. I start thinking that way. Now, I don't know that Oakley starts thinking that way, Coach Watkins or Coach Charles. So I know Ethan's laughing at me, too, about that comment, but we'll see what happens here.
Davis pistol formation. He fakes the handoff, swing pass to Mason Moore, but great job by Louisville Desales defense. As soon as he caught the pass, Matthew White for the Colts was right upon him, and he couldn't do anything. But so there's going to be actually a loss of 3 on that one. It's going to make it 2nd down and 12. But we want to thank the Justice Realty Group with Rector Hayden, Richard Lord Justice, and along with Lisa Dickens can help you with any real estate questions or needs you have. You're getting a team of 3 experienced real estate professionals with the Justice Realty Group with Rector Hayden. Check them out at thejusticegrouprhr.com. Pass this time outside to the right side to Matty LeBrick, who also plays wide out on top of defense, but not able to complete that. It's a big 3rd down play here for the Eagles, Terry.
See how good I am at prognostication there? I said we're going to run that ball, and so we've thrown it twice. So that's about reason 743 that I'm not a football coach. So at any rate, but a big play here, 3rd and 12 from our own 24.
8:58 left, and this one clock stopped on the incomplete pass. Nevis has got it. He's looking to pass. Over the middle, wide open, Elijah Hammond catches it. Is able to break through the tackle and get a little bit of extra yardage. Going to be close, but see where they spot it.
It's going to be right at the marker. I think they're going to have to measure, would be my guess.
Yep, it's going to be close. 31 or 36-yard lines where he need in between 36, 37. It's hard to tell from across the field, but wow.
Yeah, that was a nicely drawn up. Good job by the offensive line. McKinney and Johns and everybody in there doing their job. Hall keeping them out. I think they are going to measure. So, but a good job of keeping the pocket clean and giving that play time to develop as the receiver was able to have time to come across the field and clear, and everybody else clear out for him. So. Hammond did a nice job, but that doesn't happen unless the offensive line allows for that time.
No doubt about it. So they are going to measure it here.
See if my camera duties, if I can get this real close for those watching on the stream. Get down here and see what happens.
Our offensive and defensive players of the game brought to you by the UPS stores and Tate's Creek Center, Zandale Shopping Center, Hamburg, and Nicholasville.
They're missing it by about a half a yard.
Ouch.
I really don't see LCA punting this ball.
I was thinking the same thing.
I know, it's a gamble, but at the 36, you're on 36 with 8 minutes, 50 seconds left. Half a yard to go. I know Coach Charles likes to show his guys he's got confidence in them.
Yes, sir. Let's see what happens here. Delay here by the official, but I think we're ready to start it now. So Nevis, pistol formation, hands it off to Xavier Brown. He's going to have the first down as he lowers that head and gets up to the 40-yard line. So like we said, James Johnson's usually going to get it when it's money time for the Colts, and for LCA, Xavier Brown.
Yes, sir. Both of them putting on a great display tonight, and a lot of folks that are going unsung on both sides as well. But LCA has got to be pleased with the play it's getting out of Vernon and Hammond and some of the other skill position players, Selby.
This time I hand it off to Selby. He breaks a couple of tackles, falls forward, makes something out of nothing. Good effort there.
And I don't have their average last year, but to have held the Colts to 14 points right now, they had games last year where they scored 37, 31, 40, 43, 49, 35, 48. So, you got to commend the defense right now, too, for LCA. And Desales as well, because LCA likes to put up a lot of points, and they're not able to tonight due to the Colts' defense.
8 minutes left in this one. LCA leading 24-14. Glad you're listening either on radio or watching on PrepSpin.com or Lexington Christian Academy Athletics Facebook page. Pitch to Selby. He breaks a couple tackles, gets up to about the 48-yard line, but that nasty, dirty yellow flag just got thrown, and I think it's going to be either a holding or a push in the back there.
I think they're getting a hold on Xavier Brown, trying to keep the edge for Jeffrey on the run. A familiar refrain. We've had, I don't know how many holding penalties we've had tonight, but there's been a lot. But, you know, I don't see a whole lot of arguing from the sidelines. I think they must be, you know, the right calls. So it is what it is. You gotta play a clean game.
It was ugly kind of in the first quarter, we expected, but second quarter settled down. Not a lot of penalties in the third quarter, but fatigue starts to settle in the fourth. But Nevis getting the call from the sidelines. Audible call here. Looks like
got second and 18 here from the 32. So long way to go, but certainly doable here. 7:25 to go.
Two wide receivers up top. Motion Mason Moore. Flips back. Bubble screen set up to Xavier Brown, but good job by the Colts of staying home, and not going to be anything there. That's been a go-to play for LCA, even under Ethan Ashley there, the bubble screen, but just couldn't get anything to happen there.
Yeah, just well covered, well scouted by the Colts. But the important thing is you get a completion, it keeps the clock running. And so it's 7 minutes left, and it's a little early to be counting down a clock. But with a 2-score lead, there's no reason to be in a rush here. Do your thing. You don't have to change the game plan, but just do your thing. And winding the clock down is not a bad thing.
Two wide receivers up top, two to the left. Nevis trying to look, can't find anything. He's still trying to buy time. He finally, though, it's intercepted. Back to the 28-yard line. Derek Hollenkamp, the senior, with the pick. And he brings it back all the way down to the LCA 30-yard line. So,
yeah, that's unfortunate. That's what you didn't want to give them. Short field, they're at the 30-yard line of LCA, but, there's a flag down. I don't know what it might be. Could be a sideline warning maybe or something to that effect. I didn't see anything after the play. Dead ball, personal foul against LCA. So that's going to tack on 15. That's going to bring it down to looks like it'll go about to the 15, I believe. I don't know what it was, maybe a late hit or hopefully not words or anything, but big turn of events here against the Eagles as I think we'll get a steady die to James Johnson here with 6:28 left and 1st and 10 from the LCA 16.
You would expect that for sure. Scroggins under quarterback now. Under center there as quarterback. He's been pistol most of the night, but hands it off to James Johnson. He bounced off the right side, and he's going to take this one in. I believe he did. He just carried a few LCA defenders into there. So
that's where the penalty really, really kills you. To give them an extra 15 after that. So, like I said, I don't know exactly what happened, but Desales does what good teams do. They capitalize on a mistake, and now we'll. I'm sure they're going to – this is a big extra point, as Coach actually pointed out earlier to me on text. Extra points are huge. This makes it either a field goal lead or makes it you have to score a touchdown. So
it's been a struggle.
Seems like the rain, the mist has let up just a hair.
They've had some problems with their extra point attempts. They've actually missed a couple, and the holds, it's been the issue with the weather, and it's another problem this time.
And now LCA is going to give them that because they went and tackled the holder and going to get a personal foul here. So that'll move it half the distance, and then they'll kick the extra point. You just can't do that. The young man has the ball. He's on his knees. Now, it apparently will be enforced on the kickoff. So they still didn't get the extra point. Well, no, I corrected.
Right. Yeah, no, they're sending them off the field, so you're right.
Well, I don't know. They're
yep.
or have some confusion here. Because he was, yes, they should not get to try the extra point again because it was a dead ball. It was a dead ball foul. So if you have to enforce it on the kickoff. So they'll be kicking it off from the 50, and that's by rule what you have to do because it was a dead ball foul. But that's just something else from LCA's perspective. You just can't do that. You just have to know in high school, as in college, when the knees are down with the ball, the play's dead. You don't. It's not the NFL where they can get up and run. But, hopefully the young man, the holder's not hurt or anything, and hopefully I'm quite sure that whoever did that's going to get talked to about it on the sidelines.
Well, to the defense of Morris, I will say that because trying to block the extra point, his momentum was already trying to block it. And
correct.
So I think that was the thing that he was a little shocked by because from that standpoint, he's such a tremendous athlete and fast, but by then it's too late. And so unfortunately, the penalty results, but LCA's got a chance to get it back and see what they can do. Still a lot of time left. 6:22, LCA leading 24-20 over the home team. Louisville Desales opening football for Lexington Christian Academy and Louisville Desales. Next week, the Eagles with the big matchup on the road at Lexington Catholic. So we look forward to being with you on that one. We'll be on Friday night next week. So that'll move the kickoff up to the 45-yard line. If you've got an Andrew Dobbs and you know it's going to go in the end zone, not sure quite the leg strength of.
I'd say this one. If I'm the coach, I put this through the back of the end zone. Don't take any chances whatsoever. But maybe you think looks like they've got a little confusion as to who's supposed to be on the field. But I don't think you take any chance for any big play. I think you just kick it out the back of the end zone.
Will Vernon's back by himself there, and they're going to let it bounce. And he's going to pick it up. He's going to try to get around the corner there and juke a few guys, but unfortunately not able to get any momentum going. Juked a few guys, got a little bit, but
smart play there by Desales. I mean, kicked it into kind of a coffin corner, bounced straight up, and if it takes a little bit of a forward bounce, it probably goes into the end zone. But again, everybody's learning why I'm not a football coach.
Well, we'll see what LCA can do here. They got a game of runs, and LCA has been on some good ones, but nobody scored in the third quarter. Then Desales just got on the board in the fourth, but we've got ourselves a ball game, 24-20. Glad you're listening on the radio, WJMM 99.1 FM, or watching on PrepSpin.com. Now, Nevis,
I think he got tripped up by his own blocker. He was running, and it kind of just hit the back of his heel and tripped him up, or else he could have gone for a lot more yards there.
Drew Nevis making up after that pick on the last offensive possession. Great runner. He's a great passer, too, but definitely will keep defenses honest this year with his legs. But that gives a little breathing room for the Eagles, gets them out of deep in their own end of the field, gets it up to the 30-yard line.
Now Selby takes it up the middle and gets some really tough yards there, about 4 or 5 yards. Looks like 4.5. Really tough middle of the interior of the line run.
So 5:35 left here in this ball game. LCA leading 24-20.
Ball security becomes huge here. Obviously, LCA's got 2 turnovers, which have led to 6 points, and just need to wrap it up with 2 arms here.
And off of the middle, nothing happened this time. Xavier Brown got it, and good job there by the Louisville Desales defense.
I think he may have got to the line of scrimmage or maybe lost a half yard.
It's going to be a big third down play here for the Eagles. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 from their own 20. They need to get from their own 29. They need to get up to their own 35-yard line. Clock rolling, 4:48 left in this one. So see what Oakley Watkins has got dialed up. Nevis rolls out to his right, tries to cut back up the middle, but great defensive pressure by Louisville Desales, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. So I'd say
but
4th down.
It does keep the clock running, so that is one good thing at 4:30, 4:29. So Desales content to let LCA run it down here a little bit, but pinned deep in their own side of the field at their own 25. It's imperative here that Dobbs makes a secure catch, which he's fumbled 2 of the snaps on punts earlier in the game, and gets a great snap and a good grab and get a good punt off.
Dobbs is at his 15-yard line. Good snap this time. He gets it off and gets a nice line drive kick. It hits at the 48, takes a big-time LCA roll, and it's going to be all the way down to the 26-yard line of Louisville Desales. So great job there by Andrew Dobbs. Good snap. He got it off, and that was huge there because they had a chance, Desales, to get great field position.
Really big to flip the field right there. Go from your own 25 to the other team's 25. Now it's going to be on wrapping up James Johnson, and it's also going to be the quick strike ability of Scroggins going over on the edges. And LCA has been vulnerable on the edge twice already in this game that I can recall off the top of my head. That's what I think you've got to guard against here.
Well, they have brought the heat several times this game, and they need it now. They need to get some pressure on Scroggins, but obviously got to wrap up Johnson when they give it to him. So let's see what they do. Scroggins is under center, so that usually means run, and Johnson runs it right up the middle, but good job by LCA. Not much happening there.
That was 8 in the box for the Eagles there, and I think they saw what the formation that they thought was that run, and they got it right. But again, you go into all in on the run, that leaves that wide open on the edges. But you've got Xavier Brown on one edge on the near side, and you've got Will Vernon on the other side, I believe. 2 experienced DBs setting up here to on the edge.
Scroggins this time in pistol formation. He's trying to pass it, but he's going to get some pressure. But he puts it down. He's got some open ground, but good job there recovering quickly. Jeffrey Selby brings him down. He's going to be a little bit short of the first down, but it's going to be close.
And we've just gone under 3 minutes. It's 2 minutes and 54 seconds. And they did not get the first down, so the clock does not stop to reset the chains here. So Johnson's in the backfield. He was in the slot last formation.
3rd and about 6 inches here. Scroggins quarterback sneak on, but no, they give it to Big Johnson. He breaks the tackle, but nice wrap-up tackle as Chance McGahee came up from his defensive back position. That was a big-time tackle there.
That was a big tackle because it saved at least big chunk yards, if not more. They reset the chains. Clock stopped at 2:32, but will just started back up, or it should be starting back up. There it goes. 2:29 left. 2:29 left, and it's 1st and 10 at their own 40 of Desales.
This time they get some passing formation set up. 2 wide receivers up top, 1 solo. They put Johnson and O'Neal in the background. Scroggins looking to pass deep down the left side. One-on-one coverage. Good job of coverage there by Will Vernon. He went stride for stride with the receiver Caleb Weinbrenner for Louisville Desales. So
that was a great job by Will Vernon because I think if that ball had been on target, Will would have had every bit the chance to make that interception as much as the receiver would have. So clock stopped at 2:05, 2nd and 10 from the 40.
Unfortunately, Weinbrenner, the receiver for Louisville Desales, he's still down over, but it's over out of bounds, so they're going to go on and play on.
Looks like he may be cramping a little bit is what I'm guessing.
Scroggins underneath center. Got 2 wide receivers up top, hands it off to Johnson. He tries to bounce off there. They need to wrap him up, and they do.
You got to wait and see because, it looked like they had him stopped, but he keeps going. They'll get a timeout by Desales here with 1:53 left. So it'll be 3rd and
10.
3rd and 10, maybe 3rd and 9.5, with 1:53 left on the 41 of Desales. So I think this defensive so far the defense is standing tall here, but they still have to keep from that big play because you make them churn up yards. They've only got 1 timeout now left. Desales has used 2 this half. So you make them use as much time as possible, and you guard those edges, and that's where I think you're going to see Xavier Brown and Will Vernon, and I don't know if the safeties will be back because they've also got to help and watch for those gash plays that you may see a screen pass to Johnson or something along those lines. So
We will see what they do. Want to remind you at the end of the game, we'll have our LCA offensive and defensive players of the game brought to you by the UPS stores in Tates Creek Center, Zandale Shopping Center, Hamburg, and Nicholasville. For all your shipping, packing, printing, and mailbox needs, go to the UPS stores at Tates Creek Center, Zandale Shopping Center, Hamburg, and in Nicholasville, Kentucky.
And my son and his buddies at Asbury wanted me to give a shout out to Asbury. So as one of our sponsors,
Absolutely.
we got some Asbury students listening and watching.
Yeah, baby. We love Asbury. Yeah, we give them a lot of first half love. It's our halftime sponsor. But Scroggins looking to pass. He gets out to the left side. He's going to try to take it under and run, but good recovery there by the LCA defense. Will Vernon doing a good job. He comes up, gives good pressure, and makes him take it out of bounds.
Very smart play on both sides. On LCA for driving him out of bounds, but a very smart play by Scroggins, who's just really impressive as a quarterback to me, really. I mean, he's had a couple of passes maybe off the mark, but he's run a really good game, really smart kid. But he got out of bounds, stopped the clock with 1:46, and it's now 4th and 5. This is pretty much the ball game right here if LCA can stop them. Johnson in the trips, stacked on the far side.
Scroggins looking to pass.
Scroggins looking to pass. He gets it, just gets the first down.
Good play there as they dumped it out to Josh Brown, the junior, and nice catch by him. He brings it in, so that will move the chains forward. Louisville DeSales, they get into LCA territory. Good news is for Eagles fans that DeSales only has one timeout left. Clock is moving now. We're down to 1:35. LCA leading 24-20. Scroggins pistol formation, looking to pass. He's back. LCA bringing all the pressure, and looks like Elijah Hammond's going to take him for a loss all the way back to the 36-yard line. Big play there for LCA, Terry.
Yeah, he's played such a great game. I think Jaden Scroggins, when he watches this on film, is going to kick himself for holding on to it and not taking it off. But if that was a mistake, that's one of the few he's made tonight.
We apologize to our radio listeners. We've lost signal a couple of times. We're back on now, so we are down to 1 minute left to play. The Cells trying to get back a lead. LCA leading 24-20. 52 seconds left. Scroggins looking over the middle. Oh, almost intercepted by Elijah Hammond, but incomplete there. Two LCA guys there. Good coverage by LCA, Terry.
Yeah, I think it was almost too good an opportunity for him and just kind of froze. But, to be honest with you, I'd rather them, you want the pick, but it also slid through their hands. And you've seen that happen a lot where bad things happen when the ball gets tipped. So I'm glad it fell to the turf. So got 3rd and 18 now from the 43.
All right, let's see what they've got dialed up. Obviously a passing down, you would think. Going to look where number 7 Johnson is, because that's who I would go to if I was Scroggins.
He's in the slot, and 48 seconds left here.
He's going deep down the left side, not near Johnson. Will Vernon, great coverage. That could have been some offensive pass interference even, but
I think you're going to find Will Vernon will say that. And I think every DB out there watching that might say, hey, wait a second. He got tackled, but I think if you're LCA, you're fine with it being 4th and 18 now with 41 seconds left. You got to watch penalties, which can prolong drives, so don't do anything dumb if you're LCA. If you're DeSales, you've got to get 19 yards here, and or at least 18. And there's only 41 seconds left. One timeout again for DeSales, so I would think a mid-range pass to Johnson and try to let him do his thing in space. And for LCA, you don't want to give too soft a coverage and think you have it in the bag. You got to wrap up here. DeSales is going to take their final timeout.
All right, well, we're going to take a 1-minute break, send it back to the station. With 41 seconds left in the game, Lexington Christian Academy on the road, leading the Colts of DeSales 24-20. You're listening to Lexington Christian Academy High School Football on Life 99.1 FM. Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Greg Horn alongside Terry Johnson. Big fourth down play. 4th down and 18 for Louisville Desales at their own 43-yard line. Only 41 seconds left in this game. Scroggins looking to pass, and LCA brings the heat. He's going to be taken down for a loss. And so that should be the game.
Garrison McKinney, I think, got the first initial hit, and then his friends came and helped out, Morris and Dickey and who am I missing there?
There was
Anthony Johns was in there, I think. I don't know. That wasn't Anthony. I may have a wrong number here. So 34 seconds left. Now all LCA has to do is take a knee, and this game is over, and LCA will move to 1-0 after a very tough game against a very good team here at Desales.
Yeah, Garrison McKinney, true freshman, man, making a big-time play in his first game.
He bull rushed the center, and I was actually watching him on that play. And
Davis just takes a knee, the victory formation sign. That is every coach's favorite play because that means that it's going in the W column. And this was a tough road opener. Coach Charles, always optimistic, expects to win, but he also knew that he said, you know what, it wouldn't shock me if we didn't win because Louisville Desales is a great program. Their Class 3A is step up above LCA, but the Eagles come away with the great road win. So we're going to take a 2-minute break, and we're going to come back with your UPS Stores offensive and defensive player of the game. But your final score right now is LCA wins, goes to 1-0 as the Lexington Christian Academy Eagles win at Louisville Desales 24-20. So we'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll be right back with your players of the game. Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Greg Horn alongside Lexington Christian Academy Athletic Director Terry Johnson. And the Eagles with a big road win tonight as they take it on the road down the 64 to Louisville, Kentucky, and get a W at Louisville Desales. It was a hard-fought game. Lexington Christian Academy lead with only 7-6 at the end of the first quarter, but they stretched it out to 24-14 at halftime. Neither team scored in the fourth, and then Louisville Desales made it close with a touchdown late in the fourth quarter, but LCA hangs on to get the dub, and they go to 1-0 in the year. Louisville Desales 0-1. Next week, Lexington Christian Academy will be on the road, but it's in Lexington at Lexington Catholic, affectionately called the Holy War. So that game will be 7:30 p.m. We'll have a kickoff there. It'll be available to you both on prepspin.com and on Life 99.1 FM and WJMM.com or prepspin.com. So hope you'll join us for that. But great game. LCA gets the win. Terry, as we expected, penalties, some turnovers, but at the end of the year, or at the end of the game, all that matters at the end of the year is, did it go in the W or the L column? And we got fortunate. We got a win tonight.
It was a fortunate win and against a very good team. This team in Desales lost a lot and from last year's team, and they lost a lot on the line. And I think that showed. I think they're going to be figuring it because they're a ground team and a ground and pound team. I think you're going to see that team get better and better as the year goes on. But I also think you're going to see LCA get you may see LCA being a little bit more, not defensive minded certainly, but at the same time, the depth that we have this year with the roster being 55 kids, is something we haven't really enjoyed in a while, and so that and it's not just depth, it's not just numbers, it's got some talent there. So I think that's going to allow defensive stands like you saw in that last drive, and Coach Charles over the course of the season, I could see him developing a lot of trust in that defense to hold leads and things like happened tonight. But yeah, not pretty on the laundry, but a lot of holding penalties that have to be looked at. But all in all, you come away in week one with a W, and congratulations to Coach Charles and the entire staff and the team.
Well, he's doing a great
and
job.
wish the best of luck to Desales the rest of the way. They're going to win a lot of games this year, and Johnson and Scroggins, they're tough to face.
Yeah, those two guys will be playing at the next level next year, no doubt. LCA total offense had 253 yards. Louisville Desales 193. LCA had 184 of those in the air, 69 of those on the ground. Out of Louisville Desales, 193 yards. They had 88 through the air and 105 on the ground, which was a little surprising because they were known more as about 80% running the ball. But LCA's defense did a great job tonight, so congratulations to them. First downs, actually Desales had 14. We had 13. Drew Nevis, first game starting as a quarterback, junior, 15 of 23 for 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And I thought Terry, for his first game out, I thought he did a nice job.
I did too, and I know he'll want to, there's always things to look at, but that late turnover, I'm sure, is something that he really wanted, he wants back, but naturally. But all in all, I think he did a nice job, his first start, and I think he's got probably the confidence of the team that, you're the guy and you're gonna lead us. And I was very impressed with him and a lot of the guys.
All right, well, we've got our UPS Stores offensive and defensive player of the game. We're going to give the offensive player of the game to Xavier Brown, the junior. He led LCA in rushing, 7 carries, 47 yards, 1 touchdown, averaged 7 yards a carry. On the receiving end, he also led the Eagles with 8 for 109 and 14 yards on those receptions. Had a touchdown there, so looking forward to more outstanding games from that junior. On the defensive side of the ball, we're going to give our UPS Stores defensive player of the game to Neil Dickey. The senior had 5 total tackles, but 4 tackles for loss, 3.5 quarterback sacks. He was in on a lot of plays, and just both those guys, the junior Xavier Brown and the senior Neil Dickey, nothing that we didn't expect from 2 leaders like that, Terry.
Very much so. I mean, Xavier is, he's well documented how good a player he is for us, and Neil Dickey, gosh, he had a tough summer, lost his grandfather, and who's very close to and very, somebody who he really looked up to, and that was really tough on him. It's great to see him get off to a quick start here on his senior year. I also want to give a shout out to Will Vernon. I think Will, on his coverage as a DB, and plus he did some things on offense too, but as a DB, he had some big coverages when we needed them the most. And so kudos to him. Jeffrey Selby, I mean, the list goes on. But, yeah, Neil Dickey and Xavier Brown, can't go wrong with either one of them.
Chance McKay, first year back after a year break from football, actually led LCA in tackles, so another great effort for him. Good to have him back out on the field. But, hey, great win tonight for LCA, 24-20. Next week, Lexington Catholic. I believe it's a 7:30 p.m. kickoff.
Correct. It'll
right?
be Friday night, 7:30, over at Lexington Catholic. And I want to say thank you to Desales. They did a wonderful job in tough circumstances, and they were very nice and wonderfully receptive to us here. And just want to thank Don Bowers, the AD, and the entire staff here at Desales. They did a nice job in tough circumstances. So I'm glad they had to do it on week 1 and not me, to be honest with you.
yeah, a lot of pressure. They got a beautiful facility here, but they were great hosts. And great job by you, Terry, doing color commentary and operating the camera tonight. So great job by you. Enjoyed it, my man.
Don't know that I'll be winning any Emmys with my camera work, but I hope everybody got to see it, and I'm really pleased with how it went off. And thank you to WJMM and you, and look forward to the rest of the year.
Absolutely. Well, that'll be a wrap here tonight from Louisville. Your final score, Lexington Christian Academy wins 24-20 on the road at Louisville Desales to go 1-0. We hope you'll join us next week at 7:30 p.m. on WJMM.com, 99.1 FM, or PrepSpin.com. For Terry Johnson, I'm Greg Horn. Good night. We'll see you next Friday night for Lexington Christian Academy High School football. Good night.